welcome to Roast Mortem, where we talk about the finest people on the face of the planet. My name is Tom.
Travis.
I am your Cody for the evening.
And I'm Mike.
We have a very special guest calling in via Skype, the world's worst Mexican, the host of The Dick Show, Dick Masterson himself.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, man.
How you doing? Thank you very much for letting me do your episode 108. Everybody knows that I did not get to do an episode 108 of my own podcast before it died. Maybe you guys could roast it. So I travel the world trying to do all the 108s that I can in hopes that I could move on someday.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.
A lot of therapy for 108.
Awesome. Let's see. Travis, you usually have a question.
Did you guys do a week today? Did you guys learn about your weeks?
Okay.
I think so.
What happened?
I got a bad haircut again.
Nice. I see it. It's good.
Looks good, Tom.
No, it looks good, but it also looks like a haircut for someone who doesn't know how to ask for a haircut. Even though I know exactly what I want every time. I walked in to the same barbershop that I usually go to, except there was a woman there.
Oh.
And she, I told her exactly what a pompadour. That's it. It's just like one word. You know what to do.
It's easy. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Anyone can do it. She just cut off the whole front area, so I look like a child. In my own eyes, I'm very upset, but it'll come back.
They cut it the way they want to. No matter what you say, you go to a woman barber, you get what she's got in her head. You're on the line of becoming a Proud Boy with that haircut, I think.
That's man,
it's dangerously close to a Proud Boy cut.
Careful.
Yeah, how am I going to explain this to anyone?
Tom, you always end up saying your hair looks like a child.
Well, I care.
You know what? The undercut? Mm-hmm. Maybe you go for you used to have a fro back in the day.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And you used
Maybe
to have
go for
the
that.
Hitler
That's
youth.
very adult.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I had the bowl cut.
Yeah.
That's an exotic treat.
What'd you do?
Me?
Yeah, what was your week like?
How was your week?
Lots of Black Friday sales. I got to fucking package up. Kind of suck.
You're one of those mooks that does that.
I saw
Great.
your furry board that you posted.
Oh,
today. It
yeah.
was two furries making out on a skateboard.
So they're trying to get rid of all the old inventory, and like no one bought that board. So there's so many of them.
I wonder why.
Fucking weird.
Right?
So they're all going to like mystery packages. So like you get like a mystery box that's like all the boards are gonna be those boards. It's two naked furries making out on a board.
Nice, dude.
Wow.
I don't know.
mean,
I
it's
don't know.
what
animals were they?
Well, I'd be torn because if I got that in the mail, I wouldn't want to skate it. I'd have to hang it up. Yeah.
Yeah, hanging out.
I wish they made it my size too.
Cody, what about you?
Yeah. I had a good week. Very research heavy for tonight's subject. But I was talking to the illustrious artist Berries and Cream. She did a recent sketch rendering of us as anime schoolgirls. It was very lovely, and she let me know that has more than double her usual impressions on the social media.
Oh,
so
cool.
we're moneymakers, baby.
Dude,
for her.
anime schoolgirl is my spirit animal.
Okay.
Yeah, I always wanted to look
I guess. I don't know. If I had to pick a spirit animal, that's always stupid. Picking
anime
spirit animals.
I mean,
Gotcha.
I know she really drew that in spite of me because I just talk so much shit about anime,
Yeah.
and that really hurt to see myself as what I hate.
She was asking me, like, what color are your podcast mates' eyes? And I'm like, I'm not gay. I don't look at them in the eyes. I don't know fucking color. No idea.
I have been asked what color Sean's eyes are. I've known that motherfucker for maybe 25 years. I still don't know. Like, I don't know. What man color? That's what color are all guys' eyes?
Right? Wait,
Yeah,
he has eyes? The fuck?
right.
Sean has eyes. I never thought of it.
You don't go eye to eye contact. It's always like you're kind of looking at the nose or the hairline. You know. You never want to lock eyes.
No.
Or in
You
one eye
want
at
to test the
least.
friendship.
Keeping his eye on his hands. Where are those hands going? All right, you shifty fuck.
True. Dick, how was your week?
That was pretty terrible. I got a new TV, but it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit on the mount of the old one. So now it's just sitting in the living room. And I've discovered that they don't sell screws anymore. I went to Home Depot to buy some screws to fit it to the old mount, and it is they've got this beautiful display of all the screws on the front, all labeled, drawers of them. But when you open them up, it looks like someone just dumped garbage into it. None of them match. None of them are in the right. None of them are in the right container, and they're all in individual plastic bags. So, in order to see what the length of the screw is, so you can kind of approximate it, because I know about how long it is, you have to pick the bag up and find a translucent part of it to look at what's inside.
Oh, perfect.
This is hideous.
So I ended up just ordering screws off of Amazon. I ended up ordering $4 of screws that someone's going to deliver in a truck on Friday.
Wow.
And until then, I can't watch TV.
Well,
it's great. It's great.
You know why they're in individual bags? Because someone might have a nut allergy. Because, licking screws, you're just getting the screws.
I see what you did there.
You're the worst person.
You've earned your paycheck for the week.
Oh. And then I threw up today and worked out, and then I spent the rest of the day in bed. Pretty good day.
Oh, well, thanks for getting up to hang out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm upright, guys. I did it.
You can lay down. You can lay down. It's all good. Travis has done it before. Speaking of Travis, well, I don't really care about your week.
My week, dude. I don't know. I had like a sandwich the other day.
Yeah.
Put me down. I was like a horizontal boy. I was just
It's part of getting old, man.
yeah, man. Sometimes you think you can eat this big ass sandwich, but you can't.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Was it going down?
No, it was terrible. It was like some fucking Subway bullshit.
No,
Like I went to like some place in Portland that was just like, it was like a mini chain, right? Like a Denny's, but like a mini Denny's chain.
All right.
Oh, really?
I'm not surprised.
And I just got a big ass sandwich, and then I just was horizontal for a while, just holding my stomach.
Jeez.
The end.
Wonderful week by
It's
Travis.
a waste of a sandwich.
All right. Let's get right into it.
Yes.
Cody, who
Enough
we
banter.
Who we talking shit about tonight?
On the chopping block tonight, we have the very illustrious, one-of-a-kind, Theodore Seuss Geisel, a.k.a. Dr. Seuss.
Oh, yeah.
Shit.
Oh shit!
Yo,
And
this is
the
a guy-
title-
bitches.
This is a guy that draws birds and has big ass sacks and shit.
Yeah, that's him.
Little green eggs and ham.
Green eggs and ham. Mike, glad to see you're not that young that you don't
I know
remember
that
green
guy.
eggs and ham. Good. I'll ruin him for you.
Do you remember Mike Myers? He did it.
Yeah,
He
remember
did it that
Jim
one time.
Carrey?
Yeah, they did it too.
Unfortunately.
Good stuff. Subtitle of this episode is How You'll Whine, Whimper, and Wail When the Autist Breaks, Fuck Up, Foul, and Fail.
Oh, you made it rhyme.
I see you did.
I
that,
did.
Cody.
Dr. Seuss. Let's get into this. This guy is a functioning drunk and a chain smoker, but most notably, he was a fucking spurgy man-child that kind of never learned how to become an independent individual. He was a turbo introvert that would dodge crowds, especially if there were children in the crowds, and his first marriage would end up in disaster just because he didn't know how to read social cues and adhere to social norms.
He hated kids? He didn't like
He
kids?
did not like kids.
Oh, wow. Good job, buddy.
Yeah.
That's the career you picked? You hate kids?
But it makes kids books.
He makes kids books, but he just doesn't like kids because he didn't know how to act around them. You can't have your average adult conversation with a kid. And also, he was kind of like an introvert, so he just hated all people in general. But it was magnified for the children's.
Right. I mean,
What a
I'm
bizarre
sure we'll
ass.
get into it more later, but
Yes.
like, it's really easy to act around kids because you just don't do anything.
Yeah.
You just stand there.
But sometimes they force your hand into doing stuff you don't want to do.
Then
It's
you-
like, we'll get into it.
Yeah.
Call
okay.
police.
All right.
Well, Cody, you basically just described me because when I met our friend's kid for the first time, I was like, I don't know what to do with this thing. I like patted it on the head like a dog.
Yeah.
Is that what you do? Like, I know Tom's holding the baby, throwing it up in the air, like, pizza, pepperoni. And I'm like, oh, good thing. You did it. You came out.
Congrats. Your coming out party.
They just make weird faces at kids, and they always get entertained.
Oh,
I feel like
yeah, they love
that's like
that.
an easy one.
Yeah. I mean, we're entering, like, that's all infant toddler shit. They don't understand what cats and green eggs are.
Very true.
No, they
Yeah.
don't. It's hilarious.
Yeah. All right, Cody.
Born Born March 2nd, 1904, Springfield, Massachusetts. He had German parents. He had a brewer for a dad and a baker for a mom. And he also has a little sister called Marnie. He'd burn off his childhood hyperactivity by visiting the local zoo called Forest Park. His family would encourage him to doodle the animals, and he'd take this like Bob Ross approach. If he made a mistake, he wouldn't erase it. He'd just keep going and make it work eventually, making a happy accident. And this is kind of where he gets the idea in his head that, like, oh, maybe animals can have two sets of knees or a zigzag tail. And, like, this is the beginning of his illustrating prowess, if you want to call it that.
I mean, the man's got style.
He definitely does.
And it seems to be accidental.
Does it have value, though, is kind of like the question we're going to tackle throughout this podcast.
Well, he sold a lot of books, so yeah.
Yes, he sold a lot of books.
Yeah. But so did,
when they
so did Ginsberg. You know?
Yeah.
Dr. Seuss didn't touch any kids. I'll just get that out of the way right now. He didn't touch any kids.
Oh, thank goodness.
Thank God.
Yeah, I don't want to have that conversation.
When Ted, we're going to call him Ted, when Ted wasn't at the zoo, his German specimen of a mother, a sturdy 6 foot 200-pound lady that went by the name of Henrietta, would read stories and nursery rhymes to Ted and Marnie. The thing was, she read the story in English and then backtracked and read the exact same thing in German.
Oh, cool.
So he's getting his bilingual chops there. And
also,
Henrietta,
come on.
Henrietta, yeah.
That's a 200-pound name. It all makes sense.
That's
just dumb thick.
She was probably growing up and being like, my name's Henrietta, I gotta get to the 200-pound mark.
My son's gonna draw real good and different.
Streusel.
Edelweiss, Edelweiss.
Anal vice?
Yeah, anal vice. That's what I said. I know what that is. Sometimes.
Gotcha. And this is where I actually think his penchant for inventing words comes from, because German is a language that has big, doofy, silly words that are actually very simple to understand if you like break it down. For example, turtle in German is Schildkröte, aka shielded frog, the literal translation. Headlights are Scheinwerfer, aka shine thrower. A nipple is Brustwarz, breastwort.
What a romantic language.
Yeah, and a
Give me those
public
breast
urinator
warts, baby.
is
Ooh.
a public urinator is a wild pinkler, and birth control is anti-baby pillin'. So this is where I think he gets his love of making up words that even little idiot kids can understand. Just make something that sounds right and looks doofy and is entertaining. So I'm going to
anti-baby pillin' is
anti-baby
German?
pillin'. That's the plural.
Okay.
It would be
I didn't
just
know they had
anti-baby.
anti-baby.
Yeah. So I'm going to posit if Dr. Seuss wasn't German, he might not have been Dr. Seuss.
You mean he would have been boring like the rest of us?
He would have just been Ted. He would have been a fucking Ted like the rest of us.
Fucking goddamn.
Boring Ted.
Dude,
Boring Ted.
are you up on your German? What is Schmetterling?
Butterfly.
Yeah, well, what is that? Like a tiny man that has weird eyes and has a wing? One wing?
It sounds like it.
Right.
Sounds dirty.
That doesn't add up at all.
Around Ted's 13th birthday, World War I breaks out, and the U.S. is rampant with anti-German sentiments. His classmates started referring to Ted as the drunken Hun. And the fact that Ted's dad worked as brewmeister at the local brewery absolutely did not help that fact.
Jesus.
Jawohl, we love the beer.
What's the German overalls called? I totally forgot.
Lederhosen.
Lederhosen. There we go.
Oh, man. You
1931.
ever wore lederhosen? Anyone?
I have not.
Sound comfy.
Do they hurt? It looks like it hurts.
I mean,
No, they're great. I have a pair. It is made for drinking. It is like really obvious when you're wearing them all night. They're always warm.
Yeah, they sound like
It
when it's
expands
cold.
with the gut.
It expands. There's nothing there. There's no belt or anything to start chafing you.
Ooh.
Pissing is a dream. It's one button. The whole thing flops. The whole front flops down.
How German.
Oh, hell yeah.
Awesome. They're great.
Front drop seat.
Oh,
yeah. Okay.
But what about
I get
taking a
it.
shit, though? Because then you have to take the whole thing off, right?
Yeah, that can be a problem.
Oh, okay.
No back
You
flap.
just gotta angle yourself and just kind of shit, like that. Standing up, of course.
Yeah.
It's a bad demonstration, I suppose.
Sometimes bratwursts go bad. That's all I'm saying.
All right.
Personal experience.
1921, Ted would enroll in Dartmouth College, New Hampshire Ivy League sort of place. Dartmouth's student-run funny paper was called the Jack-O-Lantern, and Ted eventually worked his way up as the editor-in-chief of said funny rag. This is where he hones his comedy chops. He really gets the art of putting a joke into ink and paper form, and it's good. He starts really nailing it out and knocking out the funny bits. One fateful day, a faculty member catches Ted red-handed guzzling a batch of bathtub gin.
Hey.
Yes.
I
Now-
like him so far.
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
He got called a drunk in elementary school. He's
he's
guzzling
like,
gin.
I'm gonna make my
gin.
bath.
fuck
Mike,
is
why is
that?
it bathtub gin?
So you want a
Explain to
bathtub?
Mike. Yeah, it's made in a bathtub.
Ew. Oh, I guess it's clean. If no one's bathing in it, then I guess it's all right.
Yeah, you remember scrubbing
Well,
out
it's
the
a
tub
dorm
before you went in there?
bathtub.
I think.
Just use a little bone at me, little comet. Make some gin.
So, history
That's
question.
a lot of gin. If you
Yeah,
need an
yeah,
entire
yeah.
bathtub to make your gin supply, whoo, boy.
Well, why is he drinking bathtub gin and not regular gin? History question. 1921.
Prohibition.
Prohibition.
Just say it.
Dude,
You don't have to raise
the
your hand. You've
government-
been doing this for a
Prohibition.
year.
Yeah. The government was like, guess what? You like having fun? No, you don't.
Stop it. No fun
Stop
for you.
it. You're gonna go be nice little Christians.
We'll let you have fun later, but we're going to tax you on it.
All right.
Now, this isn't an infraction of the school. This isn't just an infraction of the school's code of conduct. It's an honest-to-goodness federal crime. Instead of tattling to the Fed, the headmaster struck a deal with Ted. Go on academic probation and step down as the Jack-O-Lantern's editor-in-chief, and this federal crime stays an internal affair. Ted accepted this offer, but the rebel he was, he would continue to secretly write and illustrate for the Jack-O-Lantern using his middle name as a pseudonym, spelled Seuss. No doctor prefix yet, and it was pronounced Seuss.
Gotcha.
They didn't catch him on that one using his middle name.
00 Seuss.
Yeah, it's not like his middle name is like Jim.
Yeah, that's pretty distinct.
At least it's like, drinking bathtub gin, which is illegal at the time, and who was it, the dean or whatever, calling him out.
Headmaster.
It's a lot better than the whole Sandusky thing when it comes to this isn't going to hold much water in a year from now. So just step down. You're cool.
The boy frauding.
Yeah, it's it's an easy one. Why get the police involved?
I agree with this sentiment. It's just bathtub gin. 1925, Ted graduated Dartmouth and enrolled in good old Oxford across the pond from these here United States. He pursued becoming a doctor of English literature.
Wait, so he's over in the UK where he can drink all the gin that he wants out of the bathtub? I bet he still bought the gin and then dumped it into the bathtub just so he get those memories of home.
Yeah, he just wants the nostalgia of ring around the drain.
Yeah,
It's
back in
it
the-
ties the bouquet together.
Back in the great USA, this is what we do. And some British dude's like, what?
What are you doing? Why do you need swimmies to drink?
If he wasn't physically playing hooky at class, he'd mentally play hooky. He'd doodle in his notebook margins, all sorts of figures, man, animal, fictional beast. Just he's a doodler. He's a doodler at heart.
Normal.
Yeah, school's boring.
Yeah.
I wonder if he drew like those S's.
Yeah, but he could actually do something
He was
with
the
it.
inventor of that, I think.
Yeah, maybe he invented that. During Oxford class, Ted meets his future wife, Helen. Helen was 5 years Ted's senior and got her degree first and convinced Ted to drop out and start a life together.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so it's just like you can already see like he has a hard time telling anyone no. She was just like, "I got my degree, you don't need yours. Let's start
make
fucking
some
and doing
babies."
things."
Push over.
Yeah, he's a pushover.
Well, hold on. Back to doodling in class.
Yeah, right.
Did you guys have like a signature doodle? Like, was there something that you, maybe a tag, I guess you call it, but just something that you'd constantly doodle on things?
I would draw dicks on people when you had to pass your homework forward. My friends sat behind me, so I would, as soon as I would get their homework, I'd be ready, and I would just draw little penises at the top and keep it going.
Like, how quick was that?
Oh, just like that, in that amount right there.
Like a 6-second penis.
Yeah, yeah,
okay.
or less. Just point, and then they didn't all look. Some of them looked a little Seussy in themselves, but you knew what it was. The teacher would know what it was.
Right.
God, I did that to their Spanish workbooks too. My friend drove us out to lunch, and he left his Spanish workbook in the back of his car, and I probably spent 10, 15 minutes driving to lunch and driving back just drawing dicks on everybody in the Spanish workbook.
Nice. That's commitment. I like fucking commitment.
I also really liked, in school you'd get like a book and it would just be passed down from like grade to grade. So you
can
see
it
like,
was, like made in
like
1914.
the ages of like dicks and fucking like guys with fucking swastikas on their forehead and shit, like just passed down.
It's like a time capsule almost.
Basically, yeah.
There's a lot of lessons in here, and it's not always the text.
Every textbook is a history textbook.
Wow, hey, I like that.
Amazing.
Starting in 1926, the two toured Europe, taking in the sights, experiences, and presumably fucking a bunch. It didn't take long for Ted to propose, as the two tied the knot in 1927, 2 years after Helen graduated, not Ted.
All right. One of them's got a degree. It meant something back then, so good on them.
It was an English degree. Like,
that
how
meant
useful
something
is
back
that?
then. Every degree
fine.
came from a time where it meant something. It just, how long was it going to mean something until now?
Yeah.
Did you just say you had it back then? Yeah, I got that degree. Like, what are they going to go look it up? What are they going to do?
Oh, yeah,
right?
no internet. No internet.
Oh, you want to double check this? Yeah, call this number.
That's kind of how Dr. Seuss gets his doctor prefix. He's self-proclaimed Dr. Seuss, and no one bothered to check him at his future jobs. We'll get into it right now. 1920s, late 1920s, Helen pushes Ted to be a cartoonist, whilst the two were living on Manhattan Island.
Why'd you say Manhattan Island? We live in New York.
Manhattan Island.
Wait.
I don't live in New York.
Wait, he lives in Manhattan? Wait, where does he
He
live?
just lives in New York.
Manhattan
Island?
Manhattan Island.
Manhattan Island.
I thought you were talking about
Manhattan Island, born and raised.
Born and raised.
Oh, my
Well,
goodness.
anyway, on this crappy island,
Right
Ted
below
earns-
the Bronx Peninsula.
I was starting to think of where that was. I was like, where is that?
Me too.
Strike it all. Get it all out of the fucking way
right.
for him, then.
You got it. I'm going to make that part louder in the edit.
Ted earns $75 a week writing for the funny papers. At this time, he adopts the doctor prefix to his name, as I aforementioned. This probably hints that he was butthurt and regretted abandoning his literature doctorate. So it's just like, well, I would have gotten it anyway, and there's no internet for anyone to check, so just DR in front of my pen name.
So you're telling me that he drew Garfield?
No.
He's actually Jim Davis.
He's not Jim Davis.
Are you sure?
He's Ted Guys, yes.
All right. All right, I'm
he's Ted
taking your
Geiser.
word for it. I guess
Thank
you did your research,
because
but
I'm presenting.
Garfield.
No.
The funnies.
That's a strange kind of regret, or him thinking about how he didn't get his doctorate. It's just like, well, she was paying for the apartment, and she was a good lay, and she asked me to stop going, and she brought home lots of Pop-Tarts.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be a doctor anyway.
We're doing it. No one can check.
Yeah, exactly.
And also at this time, his colleagues are butchering his fucking German middle name, Seuss. And he just rolls with the punches, and he's like, fine, it's Seuss now. Fuck it. I'm Dr. Seuss, and that is his pen name for the rest of his career.
Get it? I'm not really a doctor, and that's not really my name. Ha ha!
I mean, it was spelled right, but the enunciation was wrong, and he's a pushover, and he just went with it.
Yeah, and he's like, look at this. This is what I call a goose. It does not look like a goose, but I'm in the funnies. Look at
I think
me.
this doctor needs a nap now.
Yeah, that's the level of man-child.
Have you ever seen a goose's penis? This is what it looks like. It's like a wacky inflatable arm man.
Does it move like it, too?
Of course.
Jesus Christ.
Have you seen
Constantly
birds?
spritzing.
Cody, have you never seen Birds in Flight in the Flying
No.
V, like in the Mighty Ducks?
No, I'm not paying. I'm pretty nearsighted.
Okay.
During his escapades with the New York City funny papers, he gets a silly comic published. It depicts a frustrated medieval knight who had failed to keep his dragon at bay with an application of bug spray. So it's just like, haha, that's not the right thing you use to slay a dragon, you dumb knight. Mediocre, but Ted is promptly hired by Flit. And Flit is an old-timey 1920s, 1930s bug spray. And he starts earning that fucking advertising bank. It's just like, yeah.
All right.
And Flit was that, again, 1920s, 1930s bug spray that was in plunger and canister form.
Plunger.
So
Plunger?
Yeah, it looked like you were like jerking off a robot when you were...
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Remember those?
I remember them from cartoons.
Yeah, that's the type of product he's selling right now.
They should make like a vape like that.
They really should.
Oh yeah, I love this vape. It's like a shake weight type thing. Just
Double
Dude,
retro.
let me get a squeeze.
Thank you. These Flit advertisements afforded Ted another opportunity to work with automotive oil-based products. Standard Oil Company and Esso commissioned Ted to also do advertisements for them. Ted would illustrate vehicular gremlins fouling up car engines. So it was just like he invented a monster to fuck up an engine, and then he branded Esso and Standard Oil as the bug repellent. He kind of had a one-track mind that he couldn't shake loose. And Travis, if you could put in Flit and Standard Oil into the chat.
you got it. Ooh. So we got some Flit here.
Notice the political
Jesus.
correctness of the Flit ad.
Yeah.
I don't see anything.
Yeah, I can get it.
Do you get it?
No,
I
dude.
don't see it. Did you hit send? Like,
Oh, yeah, I gotta hit the fucking send button.
Oh wow.
yeah, so that's your boy Dr. Seuss.
That's some powerful bug repellent.
Look at that. That's a...
Whoa. That looks like Homer Simpson. That looks like looks like Justin Trudeau, Homer Simpson.
Trudeau, Homer.
Wow.
Look at that.
I was going to say Mr. Popo from Dragon Ball Z.
Oh yeah.
Well, I don't know.
And there's the, what is it called? The Nakasaurus? The Carbonachus fucking up an engine, and you're supposed to get Esso Lube to thwart the evil Carbonachus. So we got...
I'm glad they said motor oil in the advertisement, because if I just saw Esso Lube, I don't know what that's for. What lube is that for?
It's for something that knocks.
That's how people from the South Shore, Long Island, pronounce asshole lube.
Oh, I see that.
Asshole lube.
Esso Lube.
Hey.
Give me a
that
score
guy
to
looks like he needs some Esso lube.
Oh my goodness.
And now, like I said earlier, Flit was a 1920s and 30s bug spray. What do you think is in Flit?
Is that DEET shit?
DDT.
Yeah, it's that fucking Stone Cold.
Yeah, 5% DDT.
What's that?
Thank you for asking, Mike. DDT is a very harmful compound that was kind of used as a vermicide or pesticide. It would kill
Don't worry,
mosquitoes.
Mike, don't worry. That's why your head's so lumpy.
Yeah.
Well,
You
really?
might be-
Well, no, it's
people
not
might
lumps.
have lumped head.
Well, how many times it caused a fair amount of cases of smooth brain.
Smooth brain. Yeah.
Smooth brain, yeah.
Yeah.
It all makes sense.
People, yeah, and it would kill mosquitoes, but also kill huge things like bald eagles. It would make the bald eagle eggshell like way too soft to survive like the falling out of the mother's ass. So it would just go like a soggy fart.
Oh God.
A child retardant.
Yeah, in more ways than one. All right, so we got DDT and Flit, and we also got Standard Oil. What do you think's in Standard Oil at this time?
Oh, the good stuff.
Lead. Nice leaded gasoline. Remember that? That's good stuff. It'll make it fucking crazy just standing in the same garage as a running car.
They'll give you the nice thoughts.
Yes.
I always think that standing in a garage closed with a running car equals perfection.
Get a little sleep, you know.
Yeah, you get a little sleepy. You
Yeah,
get
just a little
smooth.
bit, Mike.
A little smooth sleep.
You ever need a great night's sleep? I'm not recommending it, but some people recommend that.
Yeah. Recommended in Minecraft.
Minecraft?
Yeah.
Yes, if you are a Minecraft Twitch streamer, go to sleep in your garage with your car running.
We got a fucking trifecta going on here. What do you think Ted's third carcinogenic fluid he would market to the masses are?
I don't know. I mean,
Travis, post beer.
That's not carcinogenic. I don't even want to post that.
It's you'd post.
I
this
have
beer.
to post it. I know you told me I had to post it, but I don't want to hear anything bad about my favorite subject.
It's Schaefer beer.
Oh, Schaefer.
That's garbage. I don't know. What do you guys feel about Schaefer beer?
Well, it's for when you're having more than one.
Yeah, you have to have more than one.
I think it's garbage.
Strong.
No, that was actually their. No, it's all right. I mean, it's Miller High Life.
Oh.
It's not a.
It's like the knockoff Miller High Life, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's just not. It's not there at Natty Ice yet.
Yeah.
It's approaching, but it makes a real quick turn right before you hate yourself the next morning.
They still make it?
Yeah, it's still. This is still something made.
Cool.
Of course, Dr. Seuss isn't advertising it anymore. But like, I remember I fucking threw a party, and like a fucking case of Schaefer shows up, and one of my friends asked me, "Hey, can I get into this case of Schaefer?" And I was like, I don't want to spoil a perfectly good thing people can sit on. Like, we're at a premium with chairs. I would prefer if you just leave that intact so we can sit on it.
Cody, I am drinking.
That's how I feel about Schaefer.
I'm drinking Rolling Rock. That's
fine.
No,
That's
Rolling
totally
Rock
fine.
is it's an extra pale ale. I'm just saying. Schaefer's extra chafe. There's extra chafe in every can.
When you're drinking Rolling Rock, it means you're tight. When you're drinking Schaefer, it means you're cheap.
Or there's nothing else.
Yeah.
And you want to drink a chair.
You're a degenerate. And I've drank plenty of it, so I don't know. I've had a good time. We all change as people. It's about developing, isn't it?
All right.
Dick, what is your cheap beer of choice?
My cheap beer of choice,
Yeah.
I guess it would be Tecate.
Oh yeah.
All right. Yeah.
I don't
in
think
there.
we have Schaefer out here. I've never seen it before, unless
Really?
it doesn't look familiar. But we've got all Mexican beers that are cheap out here. Dos Equis and
Tecate's solid.
yeah, Tecate. God, there's a new Tecate now.
Tecate
It's
Light?
all over Dodger Stadium. It's like it's even more Mexican sounding.
Oh.
I forget the name of it though. But all of our cheap beers out here are Mexican.
Understandable.
Yeah,
South
they taste like water.
of the border beers. You got to put some fruit in it. Got
Keep the
That's
flies
just a
out.
bug repellent.
Yeah.
Just use some DDT. All right. Let's
DDT
talk about
floater? Oh my
let's
God.
talk about Let's talk about Ted's side hustle right now. Just so you know, it's mid-1930s, and at this point in time, Ted's daddy had to have had a change in career. Sometime back, Brewmeister Daddy lost his job because of the prohibition going into effect. He has since worked his way up to a supervisory role of the local zoo that Ted and his sister Marnie frolicked in their childhood. So he's some kind of zoo boss or what have you. And this is kind of where some spurginess happens because Ted asks his dad for animal carcasses through the mail.
All right.
yeah. There's a school shooter in the works.
That's pretty weird.
For fun? So he could learn how to draw?
So he could start up his amateur taxidermy business.
Oh man.
And
somewhere.
it's mail order amateur taxidermy.
Oh, please
But
tell
here's
me
the
there's
thing.
a picture of his taxidermied animals.
Travis, drop in Abelard kangaroo and unicorn.
Okay, I got you.
Oh,
So
God.
he would fucking mix and match the animal carcasses to get something entirely new and, interesting.
I'm working out of here. Don't worry, my fingers work great.
You got fat fingers.
Okay. That's a
Is that a-
weird first version of what he's doing.
Yes. So,
But was that even really an animal, or is this just...
he's taking bits of everything, mixing, matching, and then also making up, some of the core. He's synthetically devising some of the cores.
It's like a cat with antlers.
That's not animals.
No, it's not animals. So we have here is the blue-green Abelard, and that's a horned gazelle-type creature that could only be awake when no man or beast was looking at it.
Oh.
Almost like it's introverted.
Oh, so it's sleeping.
Sleeping whenever you look at it. It can only be awake when no eyes, when it's alone. And
Oh, you mean like the Toy Story?
Yeah, okay, yeah, there you go.
All right.
We have the kangaroo bird, a feathery fiend that keeps its young in its pouch before cannibalizing it on buttered toast.
Fuck.
And the mulberry street unicorn, a beast whose native habitat is the streets of Boston, but so very, very elusive that it has never been seen alive in its habitat.
Wicked sick.
There's a Yankees fan in Boston.
There you go.
Go to
So
bed.
he's spurging out. He's selling these things through the mail. He's keeping the ones he really likes. So like he's making his own stuffed animals with dead animal parts and fucked up shit.
Did he sleep with them? Did he have a whole bunch of them on his bed?
He would die surrounded by them in his in his future home study.
These are the characters
spoilers!
I
He's
like.
dead, by the way. Yeah,
Dude, that's so edgy.
These
Like,
are my
so
friends.
edgy.
these are my
this is
babies.
very
I wonder if
edgy.
Tim Burton's going to do that.
Oh, just rack skeletons.
Yeah, if he's just going to die with a bunch of like weird characters that he made, like hovering over him.
No,
and his of course his wife, who is
No.
also a weird character.
Tim Burton's just gonna die in a Hot Topic, and there you go. It's done.
Yeah, they'll just mount him and put him in
done.
the corner.
And then they're going to weekend at Bernie's him because they like the personality is still there. You understand?
100% of it. So, this disposable income allowed Ted and his bitch, Helen, to take month-long vacations on an annual basis. The spurg Seuss was, he would return from said trips and proceed to embellish the fuck out of them. He was telling his friends he was surviving Mexican shootouts by taking cover behind a water trough.
Oh,
Just like, I did all these things, believe me. And he would pose for pictures to back up his story. So it's just like, all right, Ted.
yeah, sure.
Wow.
But realistically,
what a-
he was just like, we stayed at a really nice hotel. It had a bathtub in it.
Yeah.
A good time in a bathtub.
Making
made
gin-
You gotta
in the
look at a
bathtub.
lot of stuff to be this guy's friend. He's got taxidermy made up animals that all have stories to go with them, and
nice.
made up stories about vacation. Like, come on, man, let's just relax.
He's unhinged.
Listen
No
to
one
the
ever
radio.
told him to like straighten your shit out. That's why he's like off the rails, kooky, imaginative.
That's what happens when your dad drinks beer for a living and then plays with animals for the second half of his living.
Yeah,
They don't get
There-
enough people time.
you need people time. It's important for childhood development. During a return trip from Sweden, late at night, Ted proceeded to get plastered on his poison of choice, vodka on the rocks. He would also chain smoke and pollute his suite. Ted noticed
Wait,
a
what do
peculiar
you
sound.
smoke?
I tried finding his brand of cigarettes out.
Newports.
But I couldn't find it.
Lucky
Yeah,
Strike
Newports.
200s.
That sounds more believable.
That's
Lucky
what a real
Strikes.
man smokes.
It's toast.
Man, vodka on the rocks. That is a masochist. That guy's got. That's a red flag right there.
And this is like
Do you guys-
solitary vodka on the rocks. He's
Yeah, this is a man who has no other options. Vodka on the rocks.
dire. Dire's the word I like to use.
I feel like vodka and the rocks are maybe one step above like old English,
Meth?
old English in a brown
oh,
bag,
Okay.
Yeah.
or Steel Reserve. I'm sorry, Old English has some class.
All right.
Just because there's an E
Yeah.
in the old,
Yep, that's it.
you
I
can
mean,
find
Tecate.
class in the letters.
Tecate has two E's. So he's drunk out of his mind. He's smoking the room out, and he notices a peculiar sound late at night aboard the ship. Without the hustle and bustle of the day, Ted could hear the rhythmic churning of the ship's engines. He was immediately charmed by the meter and tempo. And since he's no downtrodden inner-city youth, instead of launching a rap career, he took a jab at writing poetic child books.
Wait,
So
this is just
he starts drunk out of his mind writing for children.
and this is just from him like being on a ship, hearing someone banging it out in the room next to him.
Yeah, it was probably his neighbors fucking.
They're screaming green eggs and hams all night.
Was that Lorax?
Had he never heard a beat
that Lorax?
before?
This work would later go on to be titled "And to Think I Saw It on Mulberry Street."
Oh, what else? Do you
Mulberry
see?
Street being a fucking street in Boston from his childhood. The book follows an imaginative young boy during his homeward walk from school. The boy embellishes and creates a loony story about an absurd caravan of exotic beasts and mechanical vehicles all traveling down Mulberry Street. And Ted authors this book for kids. He would sober up and shop this rhythmic children's read around the publishing circuits. He was promptly rejected a grand total of 27 times.
Oh, that's it?
All because the book lacked moral fiber. Books for children at this time were supposed to be this lukewarm, ultra-predictable, morally rich wad of trash. If the protagonist was virtuous, he would be rewarded. Anything less so, bad ending. And To Think I Saw It on Mulberry Street featured a boy fabricating a harmless but dishonest tale and scampers home to tell his family about it without any major consequence in tow.
Well, that's what you just would do. That's realism. Like,
Right.
I just saw that hobo jerk off into that open bag of Doritos and give it to some kids. Like, I'm not gonna tell anyone.
Portland's rough.
What are you gonna?
So when you get home and the lady's like, "Hey, how's your day today?" The lie is just, "I didn't see anything at all. Nothing happened, and the world keeps turning." Correct?
I'm fine.
Well, yeah. I mean, you kind of lose a little bit of your soul when you go back to working retail in your 30s.
Yeah.
Sorry, Travis. I am so sorry.
Publishers were expecting this book to be a contemporary spin-off of The Boy Who Cried Wolf. Like, this kid's lying on his ass, let's see what happens to him. Oh, nothing. He entertained his family at dinner, but that's why it was systematically rejected until a company named Vanguard Press greenlit the publishing. And it earned only modest sales because it kind of broke the mold there. But hey, this is the first Dr. Seuss children's book. And To Think I Saw It on Mulberry Street. Vodka-fueled, mold-breaking, rhyme-rich read. So that's his first jab at it.
Great.
Oh, I never knew that.
I feel like most children authors, though, come from, like, I don't know, some fucking, like, desperation. Like, existential desperation. Right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I feel like a
Look
lot
at
of
Harry Potter.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
There you go, yeah.
That bitch was.
She was like 5 minutes.
She was basically living in a Starbucks.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
She was
yep.
like 5
And
minutes.
that is a children's book, by the way.
Yeah.
Yes.
I cannot emphasize that enough. Every time an adult tells me that they love Harry Potter,
I thought that was a young adult book.
it is for children.
Yeah, and J.K.
Mike.
Rowling was like 5 minutes away from,
Harry
like,
Potter.
walking down, the Piccadilly Circus saying, I'll give you a handy for, like, five pounds.
Wow.
Dude, you know she
5-pound
did
hand
that.
job.
You
gotta do
know
what you
she
gotta
did
do.
that. But that was before the UK got really into surveillance. There's no way to prove it. You know she was
Yeah.
tugging, just like, oh, I got an idea about a boy with a wand.
Keep quiet. Keep going.
A magic
we are.
wand that shoots cream for everyone's coffee.
Well, maybe not cream. We'll work it out.
There's a dash of tragedy on Ted's horizon, as on March 8th, 1931, his sturdy mother, Henrietta, succumbs to brain cancer at the age of 52.
Oh, no.
Ted's understandably heartbroken. The figure that fostered his affinity for rhyme and word invention was gone. The person that hooked Ted on phonics was out of his life. Now, Ted's sister Marnie took over caretaking the aging father, the brewmeister zoo guy. After a short while of caretaking, Marnie herself spirals into alcoholism and stretches of depression and deteriorating health. Marnie was under the impression Ted's absence was him shunning her for the boozing, when in reality Seuss himself was out getting drunk and doodling snakes with penis wings or whatever.
That is something nice when someone like is slightly more guilty of something than you are,
Yeah.
and you can really
It's like a guilt sponge.
yeah, you just don't have to say anything, and then they feel it, and then they do all the insulting themselves. All the down talk is all in their head. I've seen it a few times before. You walk into a room, you're like, oh, I shouldn't have said that shit last night when I was all hammered. And then someone else is like really on the feel. Just start with a hey and watch it go downhill.
Watch them destroy themselves inside out. Depression would set in for Marnie, and she would suffer a heart attack and die at the age of 43 in 1945.
Jesus.
This fucked Seuss up. Sorry, what was
He's
that,
out
Travis?
drinking at the bar. He didn't give a fuck.
He didn't. When she died, it's kind of like he didn't understand the Spurg he was, he didn't understand where that pattern was going.
Yeah, but Mike, just
like, oh.
Mike, just do a kickflip. You're too young.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just do a kickflip.
Yeah.
You'll
Get
never
outta here.
understand these really complex parts of life.
One day.
So
You should have stayed in school.
there you go. Yeah.
That's where it all went wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
This fucked Seuss up to the point where he would avoid the topic of his sister for the rest of his life. Two very cherished women had disappeared from Ted's life, and we can see Ted starting to get a little unhinged. Ted's next book, The 500 Hats of Bartholomew Cubbins, had a dedication, a very mysterious dedication that read, "To Chrysanthemum Pearl, aged 89 months, going on 90." No one knows who this mystery 7-year-old is. It's just he invented a daughter.
Uh-oh.
Oh. Dude, are we going
Well-
into like some haunted shit right now?
He was
Are
feeling
we
lonely.
are we going into true crime right now?
Oh, yeah. Are we going to be a true crime podcast?
Can we
Are we
boot-
finally going to do it?
Can we boost our numbers? Cody?
Yeah.
Amazing.
We'll see.
Was that his tulpa? Did
What
he
is
make
that?
up it's a weird fantasy girlfriend that that weebs have, where they concentrate really hard and then they can pretend that.
Oh, waifu pillows?
Yeah, except it's all just in their mind. It's just an imaginary wife.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah.
And they do
Oh,
that.
wouldn't that be...
They do that. What is it?
Sucks.
The Anamanaguchi shit, where they look. Well, we were talking about in the last episode. That you go cross-eyed, stick your tongue out, and you're like,
oh,
oh.
Yeah, I cut that out of the
think
last
so.
episode, so I don't know.
Oh, great. So you
Why?
just confused the shit out of our viewers.
I don't know. No, it was between roles, but I got to say, I wonder how much of their power is used to think about that.
10% of their brain.
10%,
No
you
more.
think? Maybe 10%? You
Yes.
made me use 10% of my power to have a
Yes.
girlfriend?
Dude,
That's a pretty shoddy girlfriend.
Yeah, you want to bump it up 15 at least.
Have a cup of
think.
coffee before you attempt that. So no one knows who this mystery 7-year-old is, and it's ultra weird that it's called, like, she's called out as being 89 months old instead of 7.5.
Yep.
Seuss's wife was rendered infertile early on in the marriage due to medical complications. So maybe this is a culmination of grief from the loss of mother, sister, and the hopes of any future children.
Wow.
you could just bang someone else.
yeah.
Did he?
He'll get that idea later in life, Travis.
Oh, hell yeah.
Ted, being a level 70 introvert, would always depend on non-introverts to get the talking and business done. It's just the nature of that disorder, I guess.
It's not a disorder
Bennett-
to be introvert.
Yeah.
All right, that... what do you want to call it then?
It's just,
Roughness
I don't know,
happens.
it's a characteristic.
Condition?
You just don't want to talk to people.
Yeah,
It's fucking easy.
Dude, fuck people. I like to talk to snails. What's wrong with me?
Well, you're fucked in a different way, sir.
Yeah.
I didn't say that I wanted to give Mummy a blowjob on the upcoming episode.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't.
Yeah,
You'll learn
please.
about that later.
All right. Bennett Cerf was a respected publisher at Random House Publishing. Bennett Cerf is one of those machismo fuerte publishers. Think of him as a Splinter Cell operative of Madison Avenue. He kind of looks like Race Bannon from Johnny Quest, but with like horn-rimmed glasses.
Okay.
Oh, that's
So,
extra
so
man.
you mean like strong, gay,
Yeah.
and then stylish?
Little salt and pepper, stylish. He's in there.
Right, he's
He's
got
a
the
man
moves.
that can take care of himself. Bennett Cerf notices Ted from all his advertising, comics, and children books. Bennett Cerf wants to do something no other prior publisher has done for Ted. Bennett Cerf wants to market the writing and the writer. He wants to make Dr. Seuss a household name. Bennett Cerf at this point gives Dr. Seuss carte blanche for publishing. Bennett vowed, whatever you write, I will publish for you. Just no ifs, ands, or buts. Like, I'll get it in front of people. Whatever you write.
That's the best deal in the world.
Yeah, right?
Carte blanche, my friend. It's great.
Well, you mean I do something, you tell people about it?
And I make money?
You make it on a book? I talk bad and you make it happen? I like it.
Guess
How
what?
much money do I make?
Guess what? I just drew a bunch of dicks on the page. We're gonna charge $50 for it,
Not dicks, but boobs, Travis. Upon
Sold.
hearing this...
dude. I mean,
Ted
that
the
was my
Horn Dog-
second book. That was gonna be my second
Oh,
book.
okay.
The boobs.
All right.
There's the
boobs.
dicks,
boobs.
and then there's the boobs.
Upon
And then
hearing
you
this-
put the two books together. It's like Animorphs. right?
Shut up. I'm trying to do podcast. Upon hearing this, Ted, the horn dog he was, made an adult picture book entitled The Seven Lady Godivas. The book followed around 7 naked sisters as they adventure and discover the 7 horsey truths.
Dr. Seuss?
Was there a
Dr.
hole in the
Seuss.
middle of the book?
I
Travis,
read this book when I was a kid.
drop in Godiva.
This was
Use
the
a
only.
picture of
This was
book.
the only Dr. Seuss book I read as a kid.
You read this one.
Yeah. Well, no, I looked at it. Let's be honest.
So no hole in the book.
Oh, the big one's right up front, huh?
Yeah, the big
Thanks
one's
a
name
lot,
is Teeny.
Jaxel.
Dude,
They're trying to be supportive.
Wow.
she's pretty thick.
She's a thickin'.
Is it his mom? Do you
Or
think?
Pornhub.
Oh, you think that's Henrietta? Teeny's Henrietta?
Who's that guy?
I'd be
He's that lucky guy
surprised
at
if
the
her
bottom.
name was
The Dr.
Henrietta.
Seuss?
That guy is their dad who's dead.
Oh.
So they're all sisters, naked sisters, and the dad dies, and they go out and try and discover like the 7 horsey truths. And the 7 horsey truths are dumb shit, like never look a gift horse in the mouth. You can leave a horse to water, but not make him drink. Dumb shit like that. This book is an explosive failure. Ted danced
Why
around
would
the
this be an
censors.
explosive failure? I'm saying this is like what? When is this? What is it? 30s?
40
40s?
What was nipple in German again?
Brustwarsch.
Because the book should be called like lots of Brustwurst.
That's
And
the
then
thing.
It really would have sold.
That's the thing. To dance around the censors, he would draw the boob, but no nipple.
Oh, that's
And
gross.
as like a coy play on words, he would illustrate foliage bushes and not to obscure the pubic bushes. So it was kind of like
That's funny.
you can see it in the cover, like like pubes are also called bushes. This is like his very man-child, like dirtiness that has like jokes.
All right,
bad jokes raveled in.
It makes sense why this failed because it has no direction. And what I mean by that is the nipple is the North Star of the
Yeah.
ma'am. You need it.
Yes,
You can't sell anything without nipples.
you got to follow your dipper
Yes.
Well,
to the nipple.
well, I mean, and we're also talking about Bush. I want to see full on lip, dude. I want to hit you with a fat lip, right? Like in the song.
It's a clean shot.
Yeah, Trav's a sliz man. He's looking to find slugs.
Dude, I mean, I'm just saying, instead of like putting a bush there, he could have just put like a sweet ass like a cup with like a lip on the end.
Just a collection vessel.
I'm trying to get creative here, right?
Had fleshlights been around back then, he could have covered up the natural vagina with a man-made vagina.
Oh.
You're supposed to put that in hot water, by the way. I didn't know that.
Did you just find
Wait.
that out?
Yeah, I just
How's
found
your
it.
dick look? Is it red?
That's gross, dude.
Dude,
You
it's
okay?
kind of like fucking a corpse, to be honest.
How hot's the water going to be?
Enough to kill sperm, hopefully.
Wait, why does
I
it
don't think
matter
there's-
if it's dead?
I don't think there's a risk of impregnating your own dick.
No, that's true.
Oh, who has ever wanted to see any of Dr. Seuss's drawings naked? Absolutely no one. That is the market for this
He would
book.
make more of this shit later. I have him. We're gonna look at him.
Right,
What a
right,
sicko.
Dick. Like
It's sick.
we're talking about, like what is it? The Rule 34 or whatever. Everything that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no one said I want to see the Lorax fucking blowing Cat in the Hat. Right?
No. I'm going to go there right now and see if that exists.
Look it up.
Well, a week after this airs, it'll exist.
So, are we entering territory of like Rule 35 or something, where if there's pornography of it, there's going to be a children's book of it?
Oh, that's an interesting and horrible
Yeah,
take.
that's terrible.
Lorax porn exists. I'm looking at it right now. This is Lorax. Yeah, it looks like the Lorax is banging Dr. Seuss's mom in this one.
Hey,
This bitch is definitely named Henrietta or Helga. I would also take.
Olga, Gertrude.
Some sicko drew that shit, too. Some madman
Yeah.
behind
It might
it.
just be
Here's one of the Lorax spanking a guy. I guess it is.
drop it in the chat. I got to see this.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
he
just
must be a
imagining the
polluter.
Lorax as voiced by DeVito too.
You've been a bad boy, Charlie. I'm gonna drag it in here. Let's see.
So, the Seven Lady Godivas is like a weird failure because it's not. It's too dirty for the average viewer that was expecting something out of Dr. Seuss, and it wasn't pervy enough for the people that actually wanted to see some nipple. Like, it's like, this is weird. What's the point?
I simply can't get off to this.
Yeah,
I'm returning this book.
dude. I'm all about the
What else did
nipple.
you buy?
That's like my eyes go straight to the nipple and that makes my dick hard, right? You know.
Yeah, same for all of us.
I mean, that's why when you pick up porn in like a store or whatever. Oh no!
Oh my God!
Oh no!
Oh Jesus Christ! Okay, so if you're at home, we just saw the Lorax spanking
hot.
Dude.
a nice lady.
Oh,
He's crying too. Is he
No,
crying?
that's a guy. There's a dick.
Oh yeah,
Right
look at that dick.
wait, there's dick? Oh shit!
Wow.
Wow.
Good colors.
God bless the internet.
Mike, I like how you complimented the palette,
Yeah.
the color palette before
It
anything.
looks good.
Wow, nice colors.
It really just pops.
It's beautiful.
Wouldn't and the kids? I mean, the man is crying, but wouldn't the Lorax's spanks be very soft because he has those soft hands?
Yeah,
Oh, it must feel
hands?
like butter.
you would think.
Unless he's made out of like insulation, like kind of inches.
No,
inches
that's a pink. That's a pink. that's a Pink Panther. Which I never understood why the Pink Panther is a mascot of like insulation, asbestos.
Oh, he's actually the mascot. There was some kind of lapse in his copyright.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So there's like a dozen different companies that legally use the Pink Panther
Oh, really?
as their mascot, and an insulation company being one of them.
Gotcha.
That's pretty cool.
A little random fact I know from having a dad as a contractor.
Gotcha. The Seven Lady Godivas monumentally tanked for all sorts of reasons, but it seems like the aim of the book was never to be successful or make money. Let me explain. On the back page of the book, there's a busy illustration of the titular Godiva's family tree. In Seussian fashion, it's an illustration of an actual tree with sprawling, gnarled branches, and there's a deluge of absurdities strewn about the foliage. Foliage. Fuck that word. Leaves.
Stupidly.
Travis, post sap.
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 On it.
Easily missable is a tiny bucket collecting the internal fluids from the tree. The collection bucket is labeled Bennett Cerf.
That's a long word for cum.
Bennett Cerf is his publisher. So, what we have here is Dr. Seuss publicly calling his own publisher a sap for greenlighting this book.
What an asshole!
Yeah.
Wow.
That's not even a strong stream. That's just a drip.
It's a dribble.
dribbler.
Yeah.
You got nothing, and I'm taking more.
Why would he do this?
Seuss wanted to see if Bennett Cerf meant what he said in that I will publish anything you write.
Okay.
So this is like a Spurgy test he did for Bennett Cerf. He's like, you'll publish anything I write? How about I do up a book about women that don't have nipples and they're trying to find truths out about horses? And Bennett Cerf was just like, oh, fuck. I gotta do
man.
what this guy said.
Yeah, that's it, buddy. You want to waste whatever of your life on this? Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. You got it. Enjoy your marriage.
Kudos all around. He's a denizen of Spurgatory. 1940s rolls around. Dr. Seuss does something he has never done before. He writes a children's book with a dash of moral fiber. Horton hatches the egg. Horton, the gullible elephant, is convinced to warm the egg of a deadbeat mother through 51 grueling weeks of trials and tests. Horton finally fucking hatches the egg, and a dumb elephant bird comes out, and I guess Horton has to take care of that now.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah. Right.
Is him sitting on the egg just like the waiting period where they need to approve your adoption papers?
Yeah.
So like, I'm just getting one. Let's see what comes out.
Boom. Elephant
Let's see what
bird.
kind of crazy Russian is going to burn down my house.
Horton has birth in the McDonald's bathroom.
Ugh. Contemporary.
God.
So more than a reproductive biology lesson, this was a lesson in determination, perseverance, and faith. It was a big hit. It had illustrations, rhymes, everything, and it even had a dash of that wholesome moral fiber that the parents actually like. Now, this is the last book Seuss would write for 7 whole years because the highly anticipated sequel to World War I was about to come out.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
World War II.
well,
You know it. You love it.
Back-to-back champs.
Back-to-back champs indeed.
yeah, Mike.
Now, because of this war, Ted starts doing fucking political cartoons. Yay. A children's author doing commentary on world politics. Beautiful. Travis, can you sprinkle in hang, quarter, and sneer?
Sure thing.
So subtle political cartoons.
Yeah.
too. They're just so
And,
highbrow.
That's where I
You know,
get
he
my
does-
news. I get my news from Stickly.
And
I mean, wasn't
we
well,
know-
a lot of people were doing. Disney was doing this shit too, right?
Yeah, Disney was doing that shit.
Oh my god.
So,
Seuss.
Whose
little-
face is that supposed to be with the sneer on it? Anyone
It's-
specific? Or
probably Tojo. If not Tojo, the average depiction of what he thought a Japanese guy looked like.
see. Wow.
I like the. Well, I don't like it. But
I love it.
I like
the
it.
Jews hanging from a tree. That's very over the top.
It's so on the fucking nose, and it literally says Jew on each body. Like he didn't know how to.
Oh my God.
He didn't know how to
Is-
fucking portray a Jew.
Star of David. I mean, the
That's
Big
easy.
nose.
the Germans knew how to brand them easier.
Did this have anything around it? Was like a title, like I don't like this or something like that, or was this just a drawing?
Yeah, it was pretty much him. He was Warhawk. Dr. Seuss was Warhawk.
Oh, yeah,
fucking
that's right.
States were trying to like do this laissez-faire thing where they just like stay out of it, let Europe fight its own war. But Dr. Seuss was just like, we gotta get in there. Some fucked up shit's happening, and he does this by these glorious little racist political cartoons we have here. And he also
wow.
and he does this because he's a little guilty over his German blood. You know what I mean? He's like, oh fuck, my people, or not,
Oh, yeah.
people I come from
It's
are
the,
like fucking everything up.
It's the late 1930s version of white guilt, which is kraut guilt.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Hellman's, the best mayonnaise to rub on your nipples.
I noticed. Is that a jar of it in your background?
Oh yeah, no. Well, it's best food. Me and Dick are on the West Coast, so Hellman's, fuck that shit. It's best. Best for your
gotcha.
nipples.
All right. I don't know why hanging Jews made you think of that, but here we are.
All right.
Very good, sir.
You were the one
Ted
that brought
would
up
not-
I have mayonnaise back there. I don't know, Tom.
I didn't bring up anything.
That was me.
All right,
I'm
Cody.
not even talking to you.
Ted would not enlist in the armies or armed forces, but he would boost morale, cheerlead, and educate via Hollywood media. How noble.
What a hero.
Yeah.
What a fucking hero. Talking about since when did we swap our ego for an ostrich? Somebody else's ego can go fight, though.
Yeah.
What a pussy.
So Ted moved to L.A. to aid the war front. Makes perfect sense. Turns out the Army was commissioning some art nerds to develop a method of education for the more smooth-brained GIs that were in the Army. Because when you do a draft, you can't pick and choose. You got to take the whole dumb lump of them.
Right. You
Not
can't.
saying all of our servicemen are dumb, but you get the bottom of the barrel when you ask for it all.
There's no guarantee they can tie a combat boot,
Oh.
and they
Yes.
don't make them in Velcro.
So wait, so you pull this pin and you stick the pineapple in your mouth.
Yeah.
Which way do you point the
That's
barrel?
the freshness pin.
Freshness pin.
I mean, to be fair, it makes sense. You need to train people how to do shit.
Yes.
Have you ever picked up a grenade before?
Yeah.
No.
They're heavy. When you pull
Yeah.
the pin, you panic. I have
Yes.
a buddy of mine, a few years older than me. He was a drill sergeant in Greece,
Oh.
and he was a guy who showed you how to throw grenades. That was his only job. And
Fucking manly.
and he told me, he's just like, you'd be surprised. Like it's like holding a brick, but
Right.
like once a day when they're bringing in these new people, someone would just throw it straight up in the air.
Like Stymie?
Like Stymie for the Little Rascals with the eggs on his head. So they use
Holy
these
shit.
duds, and it's just like, yeah, that happens. So yeah, the most basic things need to be taught to these GIs.
Yes. And to educate these smooth-brained GIs, Ted collaborated with Chuck Jones. You may recognize that name as the father of Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck.
Oh, cool.
And together they made a cartoon called Private Snafu. Private Snafu is the well-meaning but idiotic soldier. Snafu would be the bad example to avoid. The cartoons comedically preached, keep your guns clean, keep your powder dry. I guess it would just be cartridges at this point in time. Use your bug repellent and netting. Waste not thine rations. And avoid spilling the beans to big-titted European women. They might be a Nazi spy.
That's kind of hard. The last one is hard.
Yeah, hard to resist.
Hard to resist.
Yeah, you can't teach that.
No,
You can't.
unless you have a cartoon, I guess.
Yeah, because I mean, you get shore
abstinence.
leave and you're looking to spill your beans.
Yeah.
Start speaking that different language, you get all crazy.
That's why after World War II, there were a lot more children named Brad in Europe.
Oh,
It's disgusting. That's a disgusting joke about groceries, and I won't stand it.
to voice Private Snafu was none other than Mel Blanc. And Mel literally used the Bugs Bunny voice to voice Private Snafu. So it was this very awkward, weird crossing of worlds. It sounded exactly like the beloved Wascally Wabbit, but it was entirely human in appearance. The art and animation moved similar to Merry Melodies, but Private Snafu was constantly speaking in Seussian rhyme. So it's just like, whoa, it was a trip for me to see it because it was just like, that's not how anything's supposed to go. It was weird. Travis, can you drop in boobs, mermaid, spy, and geisha?
All right, let me just pull my pants down a little bit because we're talking about
Yeah,
boobs
get
right
ready.
now, right?
A little bit.
Cut
it's
my video.
1940s.
All right, here you go.
So there's Private Snafu getting into all his fucking hijinks. It's
Ooh,
1940s.
knockers.
Yeah, right?
Why does the boobs picture look like that's a blow up doll though? Was that actually a blow up
Because
doll?
it's a booby trap that a German made that's actually a bomb that looks like a woman. And it's like this
That's
whole...
pretty smart.
Like,
Them tits look like eggs. I love eggs.
yeah.
Did that happen often where beautiful women were seducing soldiers to get information out of them?
It was enough of a concern where the army actually paid fucking Chuck Jones and Ted to fucking warn about it.
It sounds like a recruitment technique. Like when every time the Cialis says, consult your doctor if your erection lasts for longer than 4 hours. They're
Yeah.
saying, Abe, guys, erection's going to last for 4 hours. What do you think about that?
Yeah.
Like, oh, you got to watch out for all these slutty, big-titted European women who are going to do anything they can to get information out of you. You guys really have to watch out for
Careful.
that when you're fighting war. Sign me up for that war. What were we saying about the rest of the big tits?
There you go. You cracked the code there. Yeah. So, as you can see, super racist depictions of the Axis powers, explicitly the Japanese. They're drawn as knee-high, glasses-wearing, buck-toothed rascals. And, like, he's actually, that one picture actually has him fitting inside, not a phone booth, but an actual phone. Like, just eavesdropping Snafu's conversation.
And he's still wearing a tie.
Yeah.
He's all dressed up for his day at work.
Gotta be
inside
fucking
the
hot.
phone.
Dude, that was a tiny tie.
Well, I mean, to be fair, Japanese people are shorter than us Americans.
Yes.
So,
That's true.
I mean, I've always looked at boxes that are like 4 or 5 feet high. I'm like, could be someone in there. They're not-
could be a Japanese in there. I don't know.
Aside from these goofy cartoons, Ted also wrote a hardcore, non-animated propaganda film. It painted Germans as a mentally diseased people that needed a heavy-handed intervention and constant supervision before being allowed to come back to the global table as a respected nation.
Jeez.
Very, very, very serious. It used racism to dehumanize German people, and the script entirely written by Dr. Seuss. Didn't rhyme.
Look how much these nerds like mustard. Isn't that bizarre? Watch out, everyone. They're going to ask you if you have any Jewish neighbors.
You say no. Spoilers, the Allies win the Second World War.
Dude, really?
And not, yeah, it's
God
weird.
Damn
Is
it!
that coming?
I didn't see
And
the
not
newest
surprising-
Mandalorian, but I assume that
getting-
the German stormtroopers would have won.
You're getting something confused there. Not surprisingly, the need for nationalistic propaganda plummets. However, Seuss, hooked on Hollywood lifestyle while producing Private Snafu, tried his hand at screenwriting, and Hollywood producers did their usual thing and mangled any script he would try and pass off and shop around. And
why is everyone speaking in rhymes here? This word doesn't exist. That's not what you call a clock.
there's a wocket in his pocket.
It's a two-armed man that's spinning around.
What?
That's a clock. Two-armed man spinning around.
Okay.
See what I did there? I'm Dr.
think about it
Seuss.
like that.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
A
It's got a
whirling
face, two
dervish
arms.
of bullshit.
This fucky demoralizing process forced Seuss into another 7-year hiatus of just nothing. So, thank you, Hollywood. After these 7 years, he gets back into it with a kid's book entitled McGilligan's Pool. It's about a boy dreaming up obscure fishy creatures that might live in his local pond. Think of it as the predecessor of One Fish, Two Fish, a Red Fish, a Blue Fish.
What about Lady in the Water?
I don't think
Did
Dr.
he write
Seuss
that?
Did that? No,
Did he write
no,
that?
He didn't write that one.
That's the M. Shyamalan twist. He did write that.
Oh,
That's it.
that's the
That's the movie.
yeah.
That's the end of the movie. And actually, this wasn't written by M. Night Shyamalan at all.
Right.
It was Dr. Seuss.
The twist is in the credits.
Wow.
It's very straightforward.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Oops. Oops, I said something.
Oops, guess what? Run away from the wind. It's going to get you.
Oh yeah, The Happening. This is the first watercolor picture book ever done by Dr. Seuss, so we're getting closer to the Dr. Seuss style we all know and love today. 1947, Ted and wife buy a tower on top of Mount Soledad that overlooked La Jolla. Dick, do you know anything about this neck of the woods?
Yeah, actually, this is all I knew about Dr. Seuss, is that it's so annoying to talk to people from San Diego because they will try to figure out how to tell you that Dr. Seuss lived in San Diego.
Okay.
They're obsessed with him. Any kind of Seussian memorabilia they got, they'll point it out to you because they're insane. Because they have nothing else except for the Padres.
This is the pen cap he picked his teeth with.
Yeah, I do. La Jolla is a really nice area. Probably was nice back then too.
We got Dr. Seuss on top of a tower on top of a hill, like some kind of fucked up evil scientist supervillain move. Weird flex, but okay. Ted and his wife, Helen, begin building their dream home, incorporating the tower into abstract architecture and fucking exotically shaped
So when you
landscapes.
say-
he's making it look like a
When
book.
you say abstract architecture, you just mean just not good architecture.
No,
Like-
like shit wasn't at 90 degrees.
Like
It kind
this
of,
shit is
had
on a
wavy
hill.
walls.
Like there's erosion going on in California and shit. Like that's gonna fall off the
It
cliff.
might burst into fire.
Yeah, or go on fire.
Yeah.
That's fine because the whole city can watch you fuck on the couch.
Yeah, they just point their telescopes up into the tower.
Oh my God! Look at that dick with knuckles. It must be Dr. Seuss.
God. Ted would burn the midnight oil on vodka and stogies, and at this point it was his job to have far-fetched, crazy fucking thoughts that he could transmute into profitable children's books. Helen, the wife, was Ted's, like, anchor. Like, he would be off the rails, manic or depressive if she wasn't there. Like, he would throw out years worth of fucking writing just because he didn't like it one day.
Really?
And she would be the one to go in the trash and, like, safekeep it for a while in case he changed his mind back. So, like, she's his, like, social autism bodyguard.
I mean, we've all seen his writing. It's just bits of Post-it notes that you come up with while you're taking a shit or something, you know?
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
it's not exactly Charles Dickens that she's saving.
The squizzle just came out of the quaggle, and the quaggle is now the best boy in the world.
The
The
end.
end.
Your kids will read this.
I wrote it on the toilet.
So Ted dives deep into the world of writing children's book. He pumps out one a year, and they're okay. They're great. They encourage kids to think outside the box. An interesting book was called On Beyond the Zebra, and this book entertained the idea of post-Z alphabetical letters, like yuz, snee, and fuddle. Taught kids to laterally think, but it also embarrassed them to fucking high hell when they were corrected by their teacher in front of sneering classmates. So I'm just like,
Dude, I learned that
hate that.
snuzzle was actually a letter, teacher. You're wrong.
yeah. I feel like I was one of those kids who were just like, I heard there was more. And she was like, nope, Z's the end, you little tard.
151 Pokemon. All the other ones are fake.
Did you guys hear? Are you old enough to have heard that you fight somebody after Mike Tyson?
Oh,
in that
yeah.
game? You fight a robot.
Well, Punch Out Boy.
Or your shadow. Yeah.
Yeah, Muhammad
I
Ali.
always, well, I think closer to our generation,
No.
we had like in the original Smash Brothers, it was like, dude, you can unlock Sonic if you leave your fucking GameCube on for like 32 hours.
Yeah, until the solder melts, right?
Leave it in the sun.
It worked too.
I don't know. Like, it's fine. Whatever. It's children's book. I shouldn't get upset. I shouldn't. But I
Yeah,
am.
just remember Pogs. You just slam some shit on the ground, break your friend's nose because they stole all your Pogs. The end.
That's how it works.
That's bits of cardboard that I worked for.
My dad worked hard for that cardboard.
This one's got Patrick Ewing on it. I would not.
Yo, actually, speaking of Pogs, I don't know if I brought this up on the podcast before, but my dad bought me Pogs of the O.J. Simpson trial when that was going on.
I had
because they
those.
were
That's
huge at the
probably
same
worth
time,
something.
and it was like in a sheet, and it was the whole courtroom, like with the courtroom sketches, and I was like,
What's a pog?
"This is fucking amazing."
Who is that for?
What are you guys are talking about?
I don't know, but my dad
We all
bought it.
bought them. Everyone had that Pog set. The guilty and not guilty ones.
Yes,
The
exactly.
OJ Beanie
They went
Baby.
two ways.
OJ Beanie Baby. That's like this one's crying because it's. Whoa.
Because he just decapitated his wife because feelings.
Mike, what was that shameful question I just heard you ask?
What's pog?
Oof.
You guys know how to
Well,
explain
it started in Hawaii.
Oh,
Oh shit.
Yeah, Cody, explain it. Cody
your
lives in
fault,
Hawaii,
Cody.
by the way, if you didn't know.
Yeah.
He's out. That's why it's so sunny in that room he's in.
Yeah, you can see in the. Pogs, Mike, are fucking little cardboard tops that came on a drink, passion fruit, orange, and guava, POG. And you take that fucking cardboard little shit and stack it up, and you'd spike a fucking metal slammer on it, and it would be an entire game of what was face up, what was face down. Think of it as cardboard marbles. So
It was something that the Hawaiian people had, and then the white people took it just like quinoa.
Okay.
And then spread it around to their children.
Yeah.
And said this was
To
a
our
good
swap
idea.
mates.
Or the Lion.
Hakuna Matata, they
Or the
say.
Lion
Sounds like
King.
fun.
yeah,
It's a good time. It really is.
I missed out.
Yeah, you fucked up.
you fucked up being born too late.
All right, more of Ted, please.
Ted tried again to expand, and on his own, he would take a jab at Hollywood production again, this time in the director's seat. His first movie was entitled The 5,000 Fingers of Dr. T. And no, Dr. T was not a proctologist, but an evil piano teacher that captured children and made them play against the children's will. And I was just like, oh no, how terribly predictable. You're thinking like a kid. And you can imagine it was garbage. But Hollywood also like tried to crowbar their fucking horseshit ideas into it. Like his backers wanted a love interest because like that was the fucking Hollywood formula at the time.
There's 88 keys here, and I'm very tiny. I can't reach all these keys.
How many fingers can I fit in?
Jesus Christ. All right. And the film featured abstract Seussian backgrounds, ornate costumes, a dash of interpretive dance, and a musical score. It felt like it was put together by a reject grade school music teacher.
Hamilton.
Was bad. Was very bad. Oh, yeah, there you go.
Hamilton? Yeah, straight up.
Dude, he was a
Shit ton of
reject.
Tonys.
He was a reject school teacher.
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
And now we have Broadway. Make anything nice.
Yeah.
This production was a royally expensive fuck-up. Ted regarded the figurative flaming wreckage of the movie as the biggest failure of his career. And he learned films were never his bag. And he stated, Hollywood is not suited for me, and I am not suited for it.
Can't make movies. He's got a lot of cope posts. Not suited for him. Like, yeah, your movie sucks, man. It sucks because you don't know how to do it. It's not Hollywood. What was the other one too? It wasn't meant to be a success. That was the other one.
Seven Lady Godivas. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I buy that. You book bombed, of course. That was my plan all along.
If
Really?
only,
You put your name
if
on.
only it had drawn nipples, it would have been right at the top.
Maybe.
Actually,
censored.
it's a bit of an Easter egg. If you draw your own nipples, You could sell this book to anyone.
Comes with stickers, nipple stickers.
I guess society is not ready for my intelligence and my mysteries that I'm putting upon them. Draw your own nipples.
It's too
people.
highbrow. All right. May 1954. Wife Helen is diagnosed with something called Guillain-Barre syndrome. And I want you to think of this disease as polio junior. It's spreading paralysis that starts at the feet.
Oh, so
worst,
instead of polio where the whole leg doesn't work, it's just the ankles?
it's the ankles, but it creeps up. It goes, it
starts
works
slow?
towards your neck. Yeah, it's slow.
Ooh, this fucking sounds terrible.
Yeah, I'd rather be smooth-brained.
Yeah, right? We don't even know what's
There you
happening.
Guess what, honey? I have a foot fetish. I don't love you no more.
Oh, no.
Is that where
That's
it
the
started?
saddest
That's where we're
version.
going. Well,
Immediately.
Tarantinoism.
At the very worst of it, Helen had to be squeegeed up and shoveled into an iron lung.
Squeegeed.
Shoveled.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm imagining if she's like all loosey-goosey on the floor.
You see this ridiculous house we built? We didn't think elevator.
Nope. Wasn't in the budget.
Go left.
the
Go
topiary.
left past the stairs, Gamiminch, and then go up to the bathroom moon, and then throw her off the back of me.
I see what you're doing.
Stars upon stars. Put a bunch of stars on that whole fucking iron lung. You could get a lot of stickers on that thing.
Oh, yeah. Tony Hawk's Boom Boom Huck Jam.
Etnies,
Fox
all
Racing.
over.
Monster Energy sticker.
There
That's
you
so.
go.
All right, so now she's diseased, and obviously he's not interested anymore.
No.
So what's happening?
A little bit of therapy. She does get a lot of her functionality back. She can breathe and walk and talk once again independently. But it's the kind of thing you never fully recover from. But I just the moral, or not the moral, the underlining thing here is Ted wasn't supportively there, be it physically or emotionally, and it's kind of the decline of the fucking Helen and Ted marriage that will see the grand disaster of.
So the
later.
moral of the story: don't go in an iron lung. The end.
Yeah, stay out of there.
Yeah.
Just die outside.
Die outside.
It's easy. Die with your pride.
Guess what? Lungs aren't
you'll
supposed
get
to be
bleached by the
iron. They're
sun.
supposed to be fucking goopy. And then, if you do that right, then you just win at life.
It do what it do.
Oh, now I know.
Good job, Mike.
So, America is about to have some fucking serious literacy problems, and I want to set the stage with you guys right now. Quick recap: World War II had ended. All the GIs come home just ready to fuck, and like some off the rails Ford assembly line, they just fucking make baby after poorly assembled baby. And when these festering accidents were old enough, they're off to school. And it's now the job of the anemic American public schooling system to pass this meteorite of a kidney stone that are baby boomers.
Okay, Boomer. I had
Yeah,
to do
okay,
it.
boomers.
Sorry.
We needed one.
You had to.
Yeah.
It's all right. I'll fix it in post.
The student-to-teacher ratio explodes. And in response, when a wider net was cast for prospective teachers, you're naturally going to get an influx of crappy teachers. Some kids are going to fall through the cracks. Also, the commercial popularization of the TV set severely hampered childhood literacy, like a shameful amount. Kids and parents that should have been reading to each other and to the kids would rather get lost in front of the good old boob tube.
No, I don't believe that for a fucking second because, okay, so you have these kids and some of them don't want to read. Now, pre-TV, it was kids who just like to hang out in a cornfield and like pull carrots out of the ground before they're ready to go. And then after it's like it's easier to just keep your hands clean and watch television. I think it's the same divide. It's just one's dirty.
Yeah, right. It's one guy that looks at stones and names them. Like,
Yeah, and from a distance, a dirty kid with a basket full of bullshit carrots and onions and things like that looks way more honest than a clean kid that's just kind of sitting there with goop on his face because he's eating a Go-Gurt or something. I don't know. Go-Gurt. When did
he's
that happen?
watching Leave It to Beaver and eating a Swanson's dinner with his belly out. Like that's the model example of a child in the 1950s.
Right.
Gotcha.
So I don't know if I buy that one, but I get where you're coming from, Cody.
Yeah. And on top of all this, children books of the day are kind of in this dark age. It's fucking mind-numbing. you can remember some of the classics, like, see spot run, run spot run, yada yada.
What's the one
repetition
with
out
Dick?
the asshole.
There's like the Dick.
Fun with Dick and
Yeah,
Jane.
no, there's like that famous one.
Yeah.
It's like Sally and Dick, the book. Fuck.
Jack and Jill.
Oh,
No, I'm gonna look this shit up. There's one with Dick.
I don't know.
Keep talking, Cody. I'll find it.
okay. An expose piece by Rudolph Flesch entitled "Why Johnny Can't Read" put the whole ugly issue into the American spotlight.
Rudolph Flesch.
Rudolph Flesch.
What a work, man.
Yeah.
That Rudolph Flesch. Hi, my name is Rudolph Flesch, and I'm going to tell you how to raise your kids.
And Rudolph Flesch was pretty much like, hey, this current batch of kids is really, really fucking dumb. Like climbing down a ladder head first type of dumb. And Ted, now in his 50s, sees his market diminish because, like, oh shit, fuckers can't read anymore. And he decides to challenge himself to write a book with no more than 225 words. He could use the same word more than once, but he needs a pool that's only 225 words deep.
No, because this is the publisher going, hey, why do you only have 225 words? And he goes,
Oh, okay.
is a challenge for myself. Do you have a bathtub I could use?
Got some stuff. After much frustration and writer's block, Seuss was just like, fuck it, and decided to pair the first two rhyming words of his 225 pool that...
I'll be right. I'm drunk.
Just keep reading. Fuck him.
Yeah, fuck that guy. While Travis is peeing,
again.
Seuss
Oh my
rhymes
God.
the first two words that... Seuss uses the first two words that rhyme. And bada bing, bada boom, Cat in the Hat is born.
Ooh.
There you go.
All right. What year is this now? This is 1950s something?
This is... Yes, I think so.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Cat in the Hat is born. And it's a nice book. It's a simple book. It takes him an entire fucking year to write.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A book that takes... it takes 8 minutes to read it.
Well, that's why it's so
Yes.
good.
Mike.
It's got that smooth brain approach.
Put a year of work into it.
Seuss's process was write, refine, burn it all down. Write, refine, burn it all down. Keep going until it's good. And there's perfection, and then there's whatever Ted fucking had. Ted once infamously told author Stan Bernstein, the Berenstain Bears, everything stinks until it's finished. So it's like that type of
Okay.
do it again, but better.
What a piece of work.
To paint a picture of this type of rampant perfectionism, Seuss would eventually reject down the road authors Roald Dahl and Truman Capote when they tried writing a Cat in the Hat book themselves. So just like,
Really?
yeah, he was just like, you guys suck. You can't write my books.
found the-
You can't rhyme like me? That just feels like Lil Wayne telling like Doom or Aesop Rock that they can't rap.
Yeah.
You can't rap. You don't even know what cats is.
Get on
Y'all
my
don't even know
level.
what hats is. Who know?
I found that book about dicks. So in my research, while I was
Dick and
touching my
Jane.
dick,
Yeah. Oh, is
Dick
that
and
where
Jane,
that
yeah.
inspiration came from? Yeah, okay.
that's how the 50s did it. They were like,
Those were very white bread books that had a lot of repetition, and it was mindless.
All right.
Morally rich and all that awful stuff. So Ted counters, breaks the mold, and integrates rhymes and varies up the part of speech. So he writes this horror story of a man-cat breaking in and entering a house with unsupervised children inside. The man-cat proceeds to invite its two gimp friends that are kept in a crate, and that threesome just wrecks the shit up of the house. You know how the Cat in the Hat goes. So the repetition wasn't spot on, and it varied it up. So instead of see spot run, run spot run, you'd get the sun is not sunny, but we can have lots of fun that is funny. So you'd put a little funk on it.
I mean, I got.
Bastard.
wait, which came first? The hat from Cat in the Hat, or like the hat that you'd get at the Jersey Shore when you were like fucked up as a child? Like, because that was popular a little bit in like the late 90s when I like used to sneak beer from like, I don't know, some fucking bar at Jersey
Bar
Shore.
Dutch hat.
Sneak bear.
So that...
All
I'm
right,
sorry, I
well-
don't understand your question.
So the stupid hat that was in that,
Right.
yeah.
Did it exist before that in a vacuum? Is that the question?
Cody, it's a non-question.
Okay.
It's just Travis being retarded.
Don't worry about it, man.
Understood.
I'm not. But don't worry about it.
To be fair, he
Are we
does
to
have
believe
several
that
of those
somebody with a
hats that he-
top hat did not color their hat like that at some point in history? The top hat goes pretty
I
far
would think
back.
so. Look at Boss Tweed. He used to wear the cat in the hat all the time. And he'd be sitting there on the toilet thinking, wow, why does my hat look so stupid?
Just looking in the mirror.
Yeah. Dude, Cody, you were
All
the
right.
first bathroom I went into. Not you as a person. But like
Not a
your
bathroom.
house was the first bathroom where I could piss and look at my dick. That's weird.
Yeah, the mirror went too low behind
That's
the toilet.
weird.
I didn't like that either.
I liked it.
Okay.
I like when houses have that actually too.
Really?
So I don't have that in my house. Yeah.
Well, let's get some more on this Ted guy. What do you say, boys?
The Cat in the Hat was a huge success. It sold 1 million copies in 3 years at $1.95 a pop. So it was cheap. It's cheap for the kiddies.
Okay.
And
Back then it was kind of expensive.
for a kid's book, yeah, I guess, but $1.95 for a decent story. And from that success, an entire line of beginner books sprang out of it, where Ted was asked, and you know him, green eggs and ham, all that good stuff. When Ted was asked how he achieved his success, he was just like, "I think like a kid." That was the only way he knew how to think. So, like, this is why he's making bank, because he is an inside kid writing for actual kids.
Yeah, because he can articulate. Well, you see, I have undiagnosed autism.
That's what I was thinking, too.
He's a top autist. And this newfound notoriety was a double-edged sword. It got Dr. Seuss noticed, but he was an introvert, and he was noticed. And this is where we can see he cringes at all his photo ops and his school classroom appearances.
Shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Just read about the cat. Bye.
He used to get weekly fan mail in the quadruple digits. He probably regretted giving all these glue-guzzling kids the gift of literacy. Dear Dr. Seuss, I used to have a cat, but he got run over. Happy birthday, love, Sarah.
That was one of the notes he got.
That is a verbatim note that Dr. Seuss got for his birthday.
I kept the cat inside of a shoebox and called him George after he was dead.
Oh my.
Dr. Seuss, actually spending a little quality time with his target demographic, realized, hey, these kids are actually pretty stupid. Stupider than a 225-word vocabulary, so he dipped his next goal to a 50-word vocabulary. And that's where we get green eggs and ham. Ooh. Yes, there's only 50 unique words in that entire book. Huh. And it even sprinkled in a simple moral of open-mindedness. So maybe you should try some of those pot brownies before you tell your drug dealer, weed I feed, to get fucking lost.
It's a good moral.
I don't know. I see what you did there.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with you. I have a problem with... Just continue.
Guess what? I just found these clam strips on the side of the road. Should I eat them?
Yeah.
Keep it open
Keep it
mind.
open mind.
Yeah. In a box with a fox. He'd start working on his Dr. Seuss approach even more. It's the school of keep it simple, stupid. He would he would style the rhyming words the same way. He would have the action payoff be on the right with the anticipation on the left, so the dumb kids didn't forget to turn the page after they read the content.
Oh, Cody, I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Where did he come up with green eggs and ham? Was there like something that like inspired him to write that, or was that just like random bullshit he was just thinking of?
Probably a sale on green ink.
Yeah, there you go. I like that. He gave himself a 50-word handicap, and he had to use the simplest words, and I guess that's
okay.
Green eggs and ham.
Most rappers nowadays they use a 50-word handicap.
But they're nice though. They're extremely nice.
Yeah. Pussy, ass, dick, no dick.
They have
That's
good
gay.
flow. So, though Dr. Seuss is up to his vast deference in writing children's book, he was a little bit of a horn dog himself. And we talked about the 7 Lady Godivas. And he would also do some nude illustrations and artwork. Travis, can you put trap in the...
What am I putting
Chat.
in the chat?
Oh, what's
right
that going to
now?
be about?
You're putting Dr. Seuss's commentary on women.
Does Skype have
Are you ready?
incognito mode?
You ready? There's going to be some dicks in this. Sorry,
No.
there's no dicks.
But that's pretty much what he thought of women in general. So, for the people at home that can't see, it's pretty much a giant Seussical mousetrap that has a hammerhead instead of a choke bar, about to crush a baited gentleman trying to get at a naked
He put
lady. That is the bait.
nipples on her, or one nipple.
There's nipples in this one.
Did. They're little dots.
Yeah, he remembered them. And Travis, can you drop in myopic
Sure
woman?
thing.
And this is kind of an official art piece he did. Again, there's a visual joke here.
Why is the woman on fire in the other one? Is she?
Oh yeah, she's sitting on
like
like a cauldron.
I think that's him making that's a Seussian cushion.
Oh.
I think she's got like rocky crotch, fire. Crotch.
Is this supposed to be? Is this other one with the cat as a vagina supposed to be a Twitch streamer of sorts?
Get it? Haha. Like, oh, fucking, what's her name?
Alinity?
Alinity, yeah. This
that dog
is
train.
Dr. Seuss just being like, oh, vagina's also called a pussy. Derps.
Oh my gosh!
And he would, though not seriously, attempt to put some dirtiness into the children's books. Travis, if you can put in X page 1 and
Sure
2.
thing.
So
So,
this is
Doc,
getting
Kinda
awful, isn't
weird
it?
tits.
and you'll see. So there's a book called The ABCs of Dr. Seuss, and in the rough draft, he put in these 2 pages to kind of see if his editor was fucking paying attention.
Wow! Look at those
So-
tits.
Where are her arms?
Yeah. I don't know. Where are her organs?
Got a little bird on her tit.
So the type reads, Big X, little x, XXX. Someday, kiddies, you will learn about sex. And it shows like a big tittied woman with makeup on that doesn't have any arms or any other features other than
I mean, that's
makeup
all
and
you
tits.
really need, though, right?
For Dr. Seuss,
Yeah.
perhaps. And in the margins of this page, that was provided in the rough draft for the ABCs of Dr. Seuss, it read, if Bob Bernstein sees any sales problems inherent in this concept, I won't object to substituting my alternative. So that was pretty much a test to see if his editor would catch a dirty centerfold in his ABC book for children.
Make sure
Why
you're reading it.
is he all about testing his publisher? Just put the fucking book out. Like, why
He's
is
a
this
spurn.
a thing for him?
torturing the guy?
You got any stupid jokes in this one, Ted? Oh, well, you'll have to. I guess you'll have to see. God, what a fucking asshole.
Yes. Oh, no. And here comes a big fucking tragedy in Ted's life. The wife, Helen, turns 69. Nice, but not really. Ted kind of got tired of her. They started sleeping in different rooms altogether. And Ted started coveting his neighbor's wife. Literally. She went by the name of Audrey Stone Diamond.
Wait, was his neighbor's wife a porn star?
No.
Audrey
She wasn't. I was
Stone
going to say an
Diamond?
American Gladiator. Audrey
Okay.
Stone Diamond. Diamond doesn't have an A in
right.
it, so it's like Diamond. I was going to say American Gladiator.
Well,
name.
I could assume most porn stars don't know how to spell either, as
Yeah.
Dr. Seuss apparently takes most of his time spell checking.
The thing is, Dr. Seuss, the Spurgy doesn't think anything about it. It's just like, yeah, I can have a wife and also get like arm candy from another woman. There's nothing wrong with this, right, guys? No one told him otherwise, and he just didn't see anything wrong with it. So, Travis, if you can put adultery 1, 2, and 3 in.
Okay.
I feel that's what they did back then. They always like cheated on their wives and shit, and it was like kind of okay.
Yes, but you
They
got to be
swept under the
subtle
rug.
about it. You got to be subtle about it, right, Mike? Like, your side bitch doesn't literally have to be at your side 24/7. So
They watch that show
here's-
Mad Men. They're always cheating on their wives and shit.
Yes.
They're like, that's whatever.
But they're getting away with
Wait,
it.
which of these
we
old
see-
ladies are his wife?
Brunette is Helen. Blonde is
yeah,
the one he's
she's a
cheating
little
on.
younger.
And you can see in each of those pictures, he's closer or has his arms around or is facing towards Audrey, the blonde. And you can see his wife just there kind of like, ha, this is fine.
I have cancer.
She
was-
she has Guillain-Barre.
Okay.
So her feet are all floppy.
Yeah, she's limping and stuttering probably.
She got them duck feet.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why he doesn't want to lean on her, because she's got those wiggly feet.
This is ironic because I feel like most of Dr. Seuss' characters have wiggly feet.
Oh wow.
You know, when you're 13 years old and you draw you draw your own cartoons, and they have giant, giant boobs. But then, when you're 17 and you see your first set of giant boobs and you don't know what to do with them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's like a dog that finally catches a car. It's just like, what?
Yeah, what do I do with it now?
Do I pee on it?
Yeah, I always wanted wobbly feet, but now that I have them, I've been thinking it over.
The year is 1967, exactly 1 week before Halloween. Dr. Seuss's maid found Helen dead from a sleeping pill overdose in her separate room.
Oh, jeez.
Oof.
And roast one first, we have a copy of the suicide note.
Oh,
No.
boy.
This is really kind of ruining Dr. Seuss for me, I gotta be honest.
And with all due respect to Helen, Dear Ted. Dear Ted, what has happened to us? Loud in my ears from every side, I hear failure, failure, failure. I love you so much, I am too old and enmeshed in everything you do and are, that I cannot conceive of life without you. My going will leave quite a rumor, but you can say I was overworked and overwrought. Your reputation with your friends and fans will not be harmed. Sometimes think of the fun we had through the years. Helen. And then...
Oh, what a passive-aggressive bitch. Yeah. Oh, God. Fuck you, lady. Sometimes think of the fun we had together. Fuck.
Wait, those were Mentos.
Oh, wow, Cody.
So, little downer, but at the same
Impressed
time,
now.
this was clearly meant for only Dr. Seuss's eyes because it mentions like the outside relationship with friends and fans.
Did he
So
Seussify it though? Like the one
Did he
cis
give that to his
time,
publisher?
One cis time, the second cis time.
Did he go to his publisher and was like, I got a new book. Actually, it's just a suicide note. Let's see if you pick it up.
It fucking boggles me that I have this in front of me to read for all you.
My
This is
God.
clearly 1-on-1, and I don't know if it was Dr. Seuss' spurginess that let him share it to other people. Like, here, check out my wife's private last minutes of consciousness. Passive-aggressive last minutes of consciousness.
Yeah.
That is
And-
rough.
The separate bedroom thing is huge because if they were actually sleeping together, Dr. Seuss could have fucking slapped the pills out of her hand when she tried for it.
Yeah, no, but
because-
that's like Mark Wahlberg on the plane, the 9/11 plane. Yeah, if I was in the room, if we slept in the same room together, I would have, not only would I have unsuicided her, I would have taken her out to dinner immediately after and made her feel healthier. would have got tuna melt.
So, there you go. Helen Geisel punched her tickets to Greenland. Is it Greenland? It's Greenland.
It's Greenland.
Ted's close friends had to constantly dissuade him from burning the house down over the next few weeks. Nope, stop it. Stop it, Ted.
You didn't have... Those are not good friends. Good friends go, yeah, man, go for it. You're
He wanted to
big
be
shot.
in the house while it burned down, though, as like a suicide thing, too.
Well, compromise. Burn it down. You got insurance, right?
Be out here. We'll be in the pool.
Write another
while
one
it
of your
burns.
books with 50 words. Big bag, boom. There you go. Another house. The
Insurance,
cat who
please.
shat.
The wifeless, clingy denizen of Spurgatory Ted was, he promptly married the bitch that he cheated on his late wife with. She was nearly 20 years his junior.
Wait, how long?
I mean, he's like 60-something at this point. That's fine.
Yeah.
How long was he spreading his one fish, two fish, three fish, blue fish into this lady?
I think it was like a 6-year
Oh,
courtship.
okay. It wasn't like bye, bitch. Oh shit.
It was soon.
Okay.
It was relatively soon after the death, where he's like, "I'm marrying you now because I'm an adult that needs
Well, you
that
gotta
needs
do
help."
sperm sometimes.
Yeah.
All right. And with his new wife, you can see he changed. His wardrobe would be swankier. He started matching colors. He started color coding his fucking dress. He started combing his hair. So you can kind of see that he needed a woman to be in like the pilot's seat for his appearance and outward looks, I guess.
You need a stylist.
He needed someone to tell him how to be a man and how to act in fucking public in front of
Do
people.
you really though?
He did.
Do you really?
Who are you asking?
I
that?
am asking
me?
it
Do
to
I need
you. I don't
someone?
know. Do you really though?
I don't need someone to tell me how to use shirts and pants.
Yeah,
I'm
see,
good. I'm
right?
good
You
on
could
that
just
front.
be like, well, this part obviously goes in your legs, and this part obviously goes in your torso. I'm done for the day.
Gotcha.
Game of, like,
Yeah, but he's got to fit in.
I
All right.
Yeah, until you find yourself wearing clothes that got ratty like 3 years ago. You're like, God, I wish someone would just buy me all new shirts. I fucking hate these shirts. They look like shit.
I mean, back then, I guess you had to worry about one other thing, and that was your, like, fedora that everyone wore.
Oh, the trilby?
But, like, you know, maybe we have it easy. We have only 2 things we need to wear. Because you don't need to wear underwear.
No.
Nah. All right.
It helps. There's chafage.
Yeah, sometimes.
But, like,
1975 comes around, and this signals a downturn of health for our beloved Dr. Seuss. He went nearly blind from medical complications. However, fighting...
what? How?
I don't know. I don't know what it was.
I just like, the
probably
idea of medical
cataracts.
complications is very
Probably
funny.
cataracts.
So he should have snooped it.
His eyes don't work no more.
Oops.
Whatever. Can't draw no more
His
books.
eyes got
But you still rhyme,
his
right?
eyes-
How's 25 words sound?
his eyes got real wavy and woo. Where are those eyes going?
And after fighting for 3 years and a bunch of corrective surgeries, he gets his vision back. And just like a grateful kid, he reintroduces himself to the world of colors and shapes. His next book, entitled I Can Read With My Eyes Shut, was a dedication to his optical surgeon.
Definitely to himself.
Like,
I made it through, everybody. Maybe my wife didn't, but I am stronger.
I have a new wife. And at this time, the plus 80-year-old Ted suffered a heart attack and a bout of tongue cancer, presumably from his chain-smoking days. In a ultra-childish attempt to quit smoking, he took all of his tobacco pipes and grew strawberries from them.
What?
Well, you could
Yeah.
just throw them out.
Yeah, but this is Dr. fucking Seuss. And he,
Right.
like, oh, grow
wouldn't have
strawberries.
strawberries.
Well, I can't throw it
Giant
out.
attention whore.
I've been collecting my toenails for years now. I can't just throw away my pipes. They've been in my mouth.
I mean, that's kind of
Yeah,
like someone that's like, guess what? Check out these Nikes I bought. They were built by, slaves, and now I'm gonna grow a flower out of it.
Life is
great,
wonderful.
dude.
I mean,
Guess what? I'm returning back to like everything.
You're reborn.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know that person. I know who you're talking about.
Enya, Return to Innocence.
I'm just returning. It's all going
If
right
anything's
now.
going wrong in your life,
Stay
just
with
say
me.
I'm returning. Guess what? I'm returning. And then just don't do anything.
Yeah,
then don't do
regressing.
anything.
And yes,
Gotcha.
and most of the people in your life will have no idea what you're talking about, but they'll be so polite that they'll go, I'm really happy for you. Very happy that you're returning.
Perfect. In 1984, this children's book author thought it'd be a great idea to use a kid book to give commentary on the Cold War. And we have the Butter Battle Book. It's a book depicting an arms race between people that butter the top side of their toast and another people that butter the bottom side of their toast. Yeah. And it's an escalating arms race that is stalemated when the two develop an egg bomb that could kill both sides. And the book just ends.
I want breakfast now.
Yeah.
Well, that's an awful book. It really is.
There's no conclusion. It's just okay. They're about to wipe
Where
each
does
other
the
out.
quesarito come in?
I don't think it comes in there.
People have their failures.
Well, you can bring everyone back to life with an avocado bomb.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
It.
I'm
makes me feel
returning.
better.
I'm
Oh, you're
returning is what
returning.
I'm
Okay.
saying.
Tom's.
Yes,
Tom's
I'm returning.
Hey, nice
Tom's
of you to return,
woke.
Tom.
Thank you. I just want to thank all of you for understanding that I am returning.
Woke AF.
Don't need you people anymore, but I love you.
Perfect.
Cody,
So
continue.
brave.
He got hate mail for that one, actually. That's the first time he gets a little bit of hate mail. He made the entirely feasible, mutually assured destruction of the planet a topic for kids to have fucking nightmares over.
That's fine.
And just
There's
like,
gonna
oops.
be an egg bomb. Oh my god.
Also, the Return of the Living Dead when the fucking guy comes out of the fucking barrel. And brains. That's a fucking. That's an 80s
What are you
reference.
talking about?
Oh, okay.
Never
Okay,
mind.
fine.
Dick, you didn't get that one?
No, I haven't seen that
There's
one.
there's this zombie that comes out of this barrel. And he's like brains, and it fucking gave me nightmares forever. But anyway,
I don't think anyone's seen that. I
I
think
got
you made
nightmares
it up.
from the Gremlins. I went to my dad's friend's house and he was pirating. He was duplicating Gremlins with 2 VCRs, and I saw that. It was right when that old lady got launched out of the
fuck.
house.
Oh, I
and they
love
show
that.
that gremlin with the red eyes. I was like, oh my god, dude, that's real. What the fuck is that? I've had nightmares about that my whole life. So now when I have it, I still think I'm a kid.
Yeah, you like
It's really annoying.
You
So I gotta go
transgress
punch
like
my
a
dad in
little.
the stomach for that one. Yeah.
The xenomorph chest bursters got me as a kid. Like that was just on in the background and just scarred my little brain.
Dick, let me
To this
ask you:
day.
Are you afraid of like being in a situation where you have to use the thing that will take you upstairs, the little roller coaster that handicaps use? And
Yeah. That's my nightmare.
that's the nightmare.
Wow.
It's just like, well, if you're handicapped, then you're vulnerable to small toaster-sized lizard men.
I don't even sit down when I shit. I stand up because I'm too afraid of being vulnerable.
I have the
Yeah.
I have the
Makes sense.
bullseye above the toilet. You know, it's just the splatter. It's like a shotgun spray.
We're supposed to squat, they say.
You know, Asia has it figured out. They don't even have toilets. Got holes.
The holes.
Yeah.
Yeah, holes. Cody, do you have a hole?
I don't know. Hawaii is flush. Flush toilets.
All right.
Lame.
Yeah. One day we're all gonna get it.
1984, Ted puts out a book entitled You're Only Old Once, a book for obsolete children. And
Whoa!
this is Ted's fucking spiral into crotchety old manville. Like something must have happened. Surprisingly, it wasn't his wife dying, but something happened where like his like senior discount for early bird special was revoked, and he's just like, I'm old now. The book is a cranky commentary on the twilight years of life, and we can see he's all about either ungraciously accepting his old age or just fearing death at this point. When a toy manufacturing company sent him a sample case of his characters and asked for licensing rights, Ted responded by just throwing the case in his fucking pool.
Fucking just like,
No.
Oh. He's losing his testing, too. Now he just throws shit in a pool.
He has no time for
does
other
it.
people. And we'll see this in a minute.
It's funny
He just-
because you know Eduardo got them out of the pool just fine.
they probably disintegrated. They were that low quality.
Yeah. Oof. Oof.
An abortion rights activist group started using Dr. Seussian line, a person is a person no matter how small.
Wow.
You see what they're doing there?
Yeah.
They just grabbed it and didn't even ask Ted for fucking permission. And Ted lawyered up and took those bitches down. Like, you can't use that. And that was from Horton Hears a Who.
oh, wow.
19.
Yeah, I mean,
19
I don't know, because it makes sense. It's probably the best line an anti-abortion
Right.
group could use.
Right. It's in there. It's pertinent, but at the same time, you didn't do your due diligence in the legal department.
Right. I meant after the
Yeah.
vagina. I was talking about just generally small people with social security numbers.
In utero does not count.
Oh, so they don't make it. They've done nothing for me. I'll put them in the pool as well.
In 1990, we're in the 90s now, a museum was established and constructed in his honor. It was just like the life and trials of Dr. Seuss, his masterworks, his this and that, his lifelong endeavors. And it was supposed to be just a huge celebration of everything he's done. Ted hired a shadow to just tell everyone to fuck off. So like when a news reporter came up and was like, Dr. Seuss, anything to say about this museum that's, we're having the ribbon cutting for in your honor? He'd be like, he'd motion to like his shadow, and his shadow would just be like, Dr. Seuss isn't available for comment at this time. It was very crotchety and old man because it was for him. It's not like he was invited to like a soiree. It was like his thing. And
So
it's just
it's
like,
a de-influencer.
oh, I like that. Yeah.
Sounds like a mafia boss where he's got to whisper to some guy's ear.
And he's
Another guy
not even
speaks for him.
whispering.
He
Not
probably
even
just
nods his
he
head.
probably just does some this hand motion.
Yeah.
You can't hear this, but it's very shaky and it doesn't make sense
Got
at
a
all.
Sign
He's
language.
got a bunch of cords hanging out of his ear. Like one of those FBI
Yeah, the hearing
mints.
aids. Yeah. So
All right.
What a pain in the ass. It's too bad his taxidermy didn't take off. He could have just done that forever.
Yeah. I'd actually like one of those pieces. I have a couple pieces of taxidermy. Put it in the kids'
Tom-
room. Just like that exists
Tom,
in a
did you
while.
buy one of the taxidermies from an influencer on Instagram with big tits? So I feel like most of them
Yes, I did.
do taxidermy.
No, I got mine from a reputable source.
I'm just asking.
Not one of these online
Just
hooligans.
asking.
Reasonable sized tits.
Yes.
There you
Reasonable
go.
price, reasonable
Yeah, okay.
tits.
All about reason.
Excuse me. Can you scooch that camo over? I just want to make sure I'm looking at what I'm looking at.
All right. I can trust you. Your tits are reasonably sized.
Verified. Thank you. Yeah, that's when the blue check mark appears in Twitter. Verified. Reasonable tits.
All right, Cody. Are we wrapping this guy up?
Nearly. Mid-90s, Ted decides it's time for his swan song. One final farewell message to the world. Instead of doing the typical penning of memoirs, he writes, "Oh, the places you'll go." And it's like this whole inspirational, good feely book. It tells everyone they're the best, even though it's a mass-produced fucking book. It's a popular fucking
Graduation
gift.
present.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's Gary Vaynerchuk in a book.
That's the one with that rainbow dick and there's a little tiny man standing on it, right?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Cool.
no, you're
Yeah,
right.
all
That's
right,
it.
cool.
Okay.
I had a teacher give me that. I think that they gave a nice discount to schools because they just handed them out to everyone.
Yeah.
I can get one.
And I think one of those kids who got that book from my class is dead.
Oh, do I know him? Is it someone I know?
No, that's when I went to a private school where we played with clay.
Yeah, Montessori.
Good old
Montessori.
schooling.
Let's get it straight. Tom is a
Yes.
Montessori boy.
Yes, I'm now ex-Montessori current failure.
Podcasting. That book ranked number 1 on the New York Times adult bestseller list. So it's just like, what the fuck happened here?
Dude, what is that? What is that
Like,
other
some-
one? The fucking the secret or the promise? The one that you were saying you got when you graduated?
Oh, I got that for graduate. The
The
secret.
Oh,
Yeah.
Did you make? Is that the one with the vision board?
Yep, that's that.
Did you make a
fucking
vision
one.
board?
Yeah. I didn't make it because I realized it was a hawk of shit, and I put it down immediately. I didn't throw it out because my parents inscribed it. And I was like, oh, I'll miss you one day, and I guess I'll find this and almost cry.
Dude, I think I'll take the places I go. I just want to be in that fucking that acid trip of a boy wearing pajamas in space.
Yeah.
oh boy.
So
A friend of mine left her vision board up. She was having a little party at her house, and I was looking for a bathroom. I wandered into her room and came out with it. We made fun of her all night for it. She said specifically she'd been telling herself all day to remember to take it down before we got there because she knew she didn't want any of us to see it. It was stuff like it was like a cutout of a wedding magazine in the corner of it.
Oh my
She's gonna
God.
marry a guy. It was
and
really
of all people to
pathetic.
find it, it was Dick Masterson.
Yeah, I came out. Hey Jenny, what the fuck is this?
Holy shit. That would be a fucking nightmare of mine. Like, Dick
so-
Masterson
it was so
found my
embarrassing.
hybrid diary / billboard.
It had stuff about like writing a screenplay. And
Oh, man.
Oh fuck.
like normal stuff, but it's just picturing her cutting it out and then taping it. Like, oh god.
Well,
Jesus Christ.
like the concept behind it, like you just said, like her cutting it out and spending the time doing it. Like, oh, you wanna write a screenplay? Like, bitch, just write the screenplay. Then you've been sitting here for 8 hours. Why don't you rough draft it?
Wow.
If you had a fucking single idea in your head, you get it done.
Dude, but I saw all these
like that. I like
inspirational pictures in Cosmo. I was so ready to go.
So glad
Goodness.
Cosmo
Yeah.
inspired you.
So anyway, back to the child author.
And after having published Oh, the Places You'll Go, Ted's health was declining. Ted would hole up in his Mount Soledad tower and scream from his deathbed, "Am I dead now?"
Really?
Yeah. He would.
My grandpa
he would,
used to do that.
he
when
would
he was
badger
dying.
his fucking wife. He would just scream, "Am I dead now?" to Audrey Diamond Stone. I guess Audrey Geisel now.
Jeez.
And like he was trying to be funny, but can you imagine like that fucking demoralizing reminder? Like, oh yeah, someone might die every half hour from
pretty
the
dark.
other room. Yeah, but he thought it was being funny. I guess it is funny.
It's funny to yourself. I mean, like, you're at the end of your life. You don't need an audience anymore. You need to just be. You need to be how it is.
All right, Mike, ask me the question.
How does Dr. Seuss die?
September 24th, 1991. Ted died in his art studio, surrounded by his taxidermied, nonsensical creatures and his art supplies, aged 87. Cause of death is recorded as oral cancer.
Oral.
Yeah, I guess it was the undertongue cancer from chain smoking.
You can die of oral
awkward
cancer.
fan
I
letter-
feel like your jaw falls off or something.
How?
Or that.
I think it
can't
metastasized and like made it into his ass. And
Why didn't they chop out his tongue earlier?
Well, I just learned this recently that like when you get cancer in a place and they label it as the origin place and it spreads to your like other parts of your body, they still call it that. So if you get oral cancer, but it travels into your lungs and you die from that, that's not lung cancer. That's still oral cancer.
oh wow, so you can have ass cancer in your head, is what you're telling me?
Yeah, exactly. That's news to me. I mean, I just
Holy
heard out
shit.
through a very sad story. That's not gonna. That's it. You know, just a little context. That's so. Yeah, you can get ass cancer.
Really? You
Or
get ass
whatever.
cancer?
Yeah, I think they call it colon cancer, but
Yeah.
you know,
Oh, wow,
you
fuck.
Save a syllable.
you could get it.
Knock on wood.
Yeah.
The ever awkward fan letters he received in life from his shit-brained kiddos awkwardly did not stop after he died. Dear Dr. Seuss, I am sorry that you are dead. I wish you weren't dead. I really like your books. My favorite is The Cat in the Hat. Please send information. Yours truly, Dane.
Do you think you read it?
That would be a Dane.
Fucking
A
Dane.
Dane would write that.
So like,
Send me some information. Just whatever you got. Whatever you got lying around.
got a
Send
zip
it over.
code, give it to me. So he kind of like made all these kids that have no business reading or writing letters, still sending him shit after he's dead.
I'm glad you
Yeah,
said
maybe
Dane
he-
and not Travis, because I feel like at the Scholastic Book Fair, oh my God, there's my beer. I drop it every end of the episode. I don't know why it happens,
There.
but at the Scholastic fucking Book Fair, I probably was like, Dr. Seuss, can I learn how the midgemerd swims in the sky?
Sky
Well-
swimming midgemerds. Got it. Audrey,
Okay.
his second...
Oh, sorry.
A little bit more. Audrey, his second wife, got loose with the Seuss licensing. She greenlit toys, Broadway musicals, the disastrous live-action Grinch and Cat in the Hat movies
Oh,
we
Grinch
all
is good.
fucking hate. So she's like posthumously gold digging. You know what I mean? She's claiming she's keeping the Seuss name alive and in the pop culture sphere. She's like, oh, I'm doing it to keep him relevant. But she's like fucking, cashing checks for Cat in the Hat character gushers and shit like that.
What about the
Licensing,
cartoon? The Grinch Steals Christmas, the cartoon. Was that around? That would have been in the 70s, right?
That was...
baby? Yeah, I think that was
70s or
in the
60s?
70s or late 60s. Yeah, late 60s.
da.
I mean, that's one of the best Christmas cartoons of all time.
Oh, yeah.
So I hope he got to spend his
66.
Probably hated it.
Grinch came out in 66. It used 10 times the normal amount of stills to animate, so it looked great. Do you know? Quick trivia. Do you know who voiced the Grinch?
money.
Boris
Louis
Karloff.
Armstrong.
Really?
Boris Karloff was the Grinch. That kind of freaks my head out a little bit.
Well, I mean, he likes green people.
He's a greenman.
Yeah. He was a Greenman. And there you have him, functioning drunk, spurgy adulterer, man-child extraordinaire, Theodore Seuss Geisel. Ted lay dead in his bed from a tumor of the head. 2 bitches he wed, but no children were bred.
Excellent, Cody.
Nice.
There you go. Dr.
Cool.
Seuss in a nutshell.
Dr. Seuss.
He really did us a disservice. I think we'd be a lot better off if more people could not read or write.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Right?
Especially the
those
ones on the
kids.
cusp. Like those are the dumber ones that are getting help with literacy. They're the ones using it poorly.
Yeah.
Let's just let them just make sounds. Then they can't get on the internet at all.
There you go.
Yeah. So.
Well, but, you don't need to read to get into every field. So maybe if they become successful in whatever field it is that they're not reading in, they're creating
Yeah.
jobs.
Yeah.
You know?
They could be homeless.
Yeah.
There's exciting
Perfect.
opportunities in the homeless field.
Yeah, and then give someone the job of pretending they care about the homeless and getting a city to pay
Well, yeah,
for
you just
whatever
moved-
roles that is.
You
lots of
moved
free
to the
time.
West Coast, where it's okay to be homeless.
There you go.
Yeah, you get a tent and you just set up.
Surprisingly easy to be homeless in Hawaii.
Oh, yeah, you guys have the highest rate of homelessness.
Yeah, it's easy. You just fucking eat grass and shrimp.
Sit on the beach.
Isn't that because we just count the natives of Hawaii as homeless?
Probably.
There's definitely some.
All us Howleys moved in there and fucked it up.
Oh, he remembered the racist word for white people.
Yeah, I love that term.
Howley.
Because I want to know my own racist terms, you know? If I want to be called something, I'm going to know. But anyway, Cody, thanks for doing all that research on, Ted Seuss there.
Yeah.
Ted Seuss Geisel.
Yes. Dick, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, guys. I learned so much today about Dr. Seuss. I'm going to go peruse his naked lady drawings now.
You're going to draw on those nipples?
They're interesting.
He can't draw tits. I don't trust a man who can't draw tits.
Right.
Yeah, they
I'm
got some
looking at the blonde
anti-gravity
girl now.
lumps going on most of
Yeah. They look like Mr. Garrison's new boobs.
his shit. Oh,
I feel like as a dude, you learn how to draw a dick first because you have it, so you know how to do it.
Yeah.
And then you're like,
Yeah.
these are the things I'm staring at a lot. Let me just figure out how to draw boobs. Right?
I think you're right,
He's
yeah.
obviously not willing to put the work into that. I mean, he's literally cutting down the amount of unique words
Very true.
by a 50% each time he puts out a book.
Yeah.
I mean, what was his last book? Was it just a book about him dying? And it says,
It was the
did it?
places you'll go.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe there was an unpublished one that was just called Did It. And then he did it.
Did he smoke weed? That's the only question I had before that. Or do acid or anything?
Everyone thinks he
Or-
was on something. Yeah, everyone. Alec Baldwin actually publicly was just like, I want to be on whatever Dr. Seuss is on.
Yeah, but he's retarded.
Yeah, I just imagine
Alec Baldwin
Yeah,
can't
I'm
read at
imagining
all.
he didn't do any of that. He probably just smoked cigarettes and drank.
He was
but-
just unhinged. Okay. Yeah, he definitely chain smoked. He
take
had
any
he had
acid?
he had a penchant for fucking bathtub gin and vodka on the rocks, but I don't think he did psychotropics or anything even as mild as marijuana.
Gotcha.
I'm gonna throw something in the chat real quick. Just
All right, throw in the chat. I want to wrap this up, though.
the alternate book of the Seven Lady Godivas. It's like he didn't know how to draw a butt on a fat woman. Can you see that?
It's a big circle.
It's just there's no ass crack incorporated into that thick lady's butt. So he just thought there's just probably an anal spout buried deep in there, and I guess he never actually saw a large woman's ass at this point in time.
Look at that woman's arm on the left. It's a weird kind of
Yeah, it's pretty long.
Momo.
Oh wow,
looking
yeah, that's
chick.
lanky.
Yeah, that is some not human proportion.
It's falling off there. If she straightened up, that would be at her below her kneecap. Could you imagine being able to grab your kneecap from standing up position,
Give it a good reach
and how
around.
how you would never be considered a sexual icon?
Some kind of
you
fucking
could do that?
orangutan.
Ew.
Yeah, so not great in the anatomy aspect, but there you go.
Alrighty.
All right, cool. Once again, Cody,
Well, thanks, guys.
thank you very much. Dick,
You're welcome.
Thanks again. I really appreciate you coming on the show. Could you plug all your stuff? I mean, specifically New Project 2. Could you tell us about that?
Oh, yeah, the Patreon alternative.
Please.
I made it last year when Sargon got kicked off Patreon because people are tired of supporting them. Sign up, newproject2.com. A bunch of people are on there. I think Medicare's on there now. Mm-hmm. I know Soph's on there. I'm on there. Set it up. Go to patreon.com/The Dick Show for me.
Yeah.
And dick.show.
Hell yeah.
Excellent.
I think that's it.
Yeah, man.
Thanks for coming on, man.
All right, thanks for showing up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we have a Patreon, all that stuff, Roast Mortem Cast, and all the Twitter and whatnot. You can find me at Saunched, SAUNTCHT.
Oh, yeah, you can do me. I'm a child boy. You can find me at travislegion.clown.video.
I'm on Twitter as Cody McCann, CODYMCCANN.
Can you find me at smoothbrain420
That is
On Twitter.
true. I tried to look up your old name, and it was like,
on Twitter?
does not understand. And I just got more smooth, and that's on my
Well, there you go. You got smooth, and then you found me.
There you go.
There you are. All right, thank you, Shane.
Thank you, Shane, everyone. Thank you.
Are you tired of not paying for your favorite product? Patreon.com/RoastMortemCast.
What's a Patreon, you say?
It's a website where fans can support their favorite content creators.
Sounds like a deal. Deal.
This is only if you got the money.
We got koozies, we got custom obituaries, we got stickers, we have movie commentaries that you download and watch with said movie. It's like you have friends in the room.
What if I don't like history?
You're wrong.
You love history.
How much money can I give?
Anything will help. We like doing the show. We're going to do it anyway.
Mike's losing us money at every corner. Roast Mortem Cast is here to help you take a load off that wallet.
It's all been arranged just for us to get your money.
I'm telling you that you need to give money to Roast Mortem Podcast so we can do it even better.
Are you tired of exploiting these four men?
Or you could even sponsor. You got a stupid-ass business? I'd love to talk about your business.
Point to point.
I'm too busy to read. Where can I find this podcast?
So call today at patreon.com/roastmortemcast. That's ROASTMORTEMCAST at patreon.com/roastmortemcast.
Yeah, if you want to buy me a beer, that's cool too, you know.